Radio. Wrestling podcast featuring Ramen Bomber and Rab and the one and only Peanut. Woo! Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Bitches.
Am I crazy to think that Orton and Lesnar is not going to draw a fucking dime?
There are things I hate.
Good for you.
Then you review the Shield triple threat first. Go.
It was cool.
I knew it. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Jobber Radio, episode 31 now. I know it took us, a month to get this one going, but some people were busy. Some people were doing things, and as Matt Zion says, life, what'd you say, life matters? Is that what you said? What was that? What the hell?
All lives matter.
Just making you miserable is my goal, so I don't ever want to film this unless I absolutely have to, and I'm backed into a corner.
There you go.
I believe what he actually said was only black people matter.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't even care about himself.
Yeah, no, I don't care about myself. I think that all the darkies need to have the support of everyone, and fuck the lighties.
Okay.
Lighties versus darkies war. Let's do this.
I don't. Okay. Anyway, yes, I'm Jake, aka Bomber. We are here with Matt Zahn, as you heard, the guy hating all the whiteys out there. What's going? Why have?
I don't know. What would you
been
call
up to?
the Asians? Would the Asians be like
Don't
the
even
yellowish?
Say, I would say don't even say yellow. Don't even say yellow. Oh my God. Okay. So
I think they're yellow.
this has begun. We've started a race war here on Jobber Radio.
I have a funny story real quick. We had one of our past videos went not viral, but it got a lot of attention again. We had a joke in it where we were drinking Capri Suns, and I think it was me that made a joke. Like somebody said something because we had two of our black friends there, and they were like, "Oh, you guys can't drink those Capri Suns," and I was like, "Black people can't count." I just yelled out a really over the top dumb joke. And so now we have a bunch of black people on that video going like, "What the fuck? You got a problem? What?" Of course they're typing in all caps and they're
That's
so
how they
upset.
talk. Oh my God.
That's how they talk. I imagine that's what they talk because they're typing in caps. That's the joke.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So it's like learn to take a joke, you fucking uptight idiots, all of you, every single one of you. Shut the fuck up and just live.
There you go.
Okay. Move on.
Okay, so there's Matt Zine, loves racist jokes. We're here with Scott today. He's back. What's going on?
I am back. You waited for me. That's great.
Yeah, that's what we did. We sure did. We're not gonna do another episode till you get back.
Yeah, that was not the plan.
Yeah.
No, things are good. Positivity, yay! Trying to avoid the racist stuff from Matt.
Good.
Yellows are gonna be mellow yellow to my darky and whiteies.
Wow. Oh, I'll just have to edit.
Well, you guys
all
have
that
fun
out.
down there in America. I'll be up here in Canada.
Race war is coming in America.
Oh my God.
Good,
Vote Trump if
because
you
I'm up here in
want.
Canada. Have fun with that. We're gonna build a
Race
wall to
wars.
keep you out.
That's smart.
Yeah,
I would do
right?
the same. I would do the same.
Oh my God! If I could move to Canada, if Trump wins, I wish I could move to Canada, but I couldn't uproot my life like that. But I totally would just leave because I would just be done with this place.
Yep. But anyway, speaking of Trump, what's going on, Rab? How you doing?
Well, brothers and sisters, I was just watching the Democratic National Committee,
I know.
and they had a black preacher on, and I've decided I want to model my life after his, and after the Dr. King.
I don't know what happened in this episode.
He had Obama had the most Obama speech ever. It wasn't bad, but it was just if you've seen one Obama speech, you've seen all of them. But I think Joe Biden his speech was fucking awesome. I really liked him.
Look, you say Obama's speech wasn't very bad, and look, I think it was pretty good. Obama speaks of the Donald, calls him a joke, and I think it was a great speech.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, I do impressions.
I can see that. That was actually better than the Kane guy doing the Trump impression. That was pretty damn piss poor. He needs to go back to the drawing board on that one.
Oh, that was funny. I liked Tim Kaine.
That was. I mean, what he said was
No,
okay, but his impression was terrible.
I like Tim Kaine because he's really strange. He's like if you got a regular dude and said, "Hey man, can you go run for for president? And he's just like, yeah, sure. Let me put my beer down for a second. And then he runs into the thing and he starts running for president. He's like, oh, what should I do? There are a lot of Latinos, so I'm going to start speaking in Spanish halfway through sentences, and it won't be weird at all.
Yeah, that sounds like a winner there. Good luck with that.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Lock her up. Lock her up.
So, anyways,
Look, all of me gente know that Donald Trump is a crook.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Jobber Radio. We're going to actually talk some wrestling now, please.
I don't know about that. Let's keep talking about this.
The locking her up.
God damn
Hillary and her fuck. Yeah, see?
Didn't that
Scott's
feel
already
like
tired
that-
of us.
That chant felt like Nazi Germany, where they were like trying to spread their propaganda. They were like, guilty.
Do you realize that in the time of this whole stuff with your American primaries, whatever this crap is called, we had a full election in Canada. It was 72 days. We got a new leader. You guys aren't even done. You just figured out who's going to run, even though it's been known all along. It's insane to me.
He's like the super liberal version of your previous, because your previous guy was more Republican type.
See, in Canada, we don't vote leaders in. We vote leaders out.
Yeah.
So
But
we
you
got.
like him, though. Is he doing a good job, or what? What's he?
I don't mind him. He hasn't done
choke
anything.
a woman to death earlier or something like that.
Yeah, he slightly grabbed her by the arm, and she screamed like.
I hear that
yes.
he beat a woman mercilessly.
The elbow, yes, the Trudeau elbow, yeah.
It sounds like a finisher.
Yeah.
Well, did you see the memes about like Shawn Michaels and Randy Savage elbow drops? That's the elbow.
It's not as big over
No,
here.
he reached in to pull someone out of a crowd.
We don't do
and
Canadian
by
fucking
doing that,
memes.
when you pull, if you put your arm straight out and you pull your arm back, your elbow pushes out. That happened to a woman and it moved her. That's it. And he apologized.
Oh, yeah,
And then apologized for apologizing because of when he apologized. It was during an apology.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. They were at some kind of event saying the Canadian government treated this corporation poorly or whatever this group was. He apologized during that. Then he had to apologize to them saying I shouldn't have taken this and put it there. But then also apologize for not giving it its own proper thing. You probably think I'm joking, but I'm not.
No,
The worst part
I saw the
is-
video.
The worst part is the way he talks. I mean, you think Obama stutters. Good Lord, Trudeau. It's going to be very important to he's like that. But
That's good. It makes the impressions easy.
It does.
There you go.
So that's we had him come to power completely during the time after Trump declared he's going to run, and he's been in power for 100-something days now. And Trump just became officially the guy. Like, God, just get on with it.
Jake, how mad are you right now that we're just ignoring?
Hey,
Well,
Scott. Who is the head of your government?
Depends how you want to officially.
Who is
look
that? Just
at
say it. Who's the head of your government?
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Wrong. It's the fucking Queen of England. You
That's
talking
what
to
I
us
said.
about getting their act together?
And
Fuck
how
you.
you wanna
You've been
look
trying to remove yourselves for like 200 years, and you're like, fuck it, fine. The Queen's in charge.
No,
Jeez.
no.
Fucking Canada.
150.
Canada's
Canada's going to be 150 next year.
Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II is the head of your government.
Jake is just
Yep.
seething over here.
Technically,
I just want to apologize for lying to the audience for saying that we were going to start talking about wrestling. I first of all want to apologize.
oh no,
All right,
no.
Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well,
So,
look, Justin
Trump's
Trudeau
a
is
Hall of
kind of
Famer. You
like,
got
Okay.
that at least. Survivor
He-
Series will be in Toronto. That's Canada.
Justin
We
Trudeau's
liked it.
kind of like Roman Reigns. He's a second-generation superstar.
Our first second generation leader dude as well. Yeah, he's shoved down everyone's throat, so no one really likes it. He is the Roman Reigns. He really is.
well,
All
thanks
right,
for
Jake,
trying
you
to
gotta
tie
take
it.
control, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for trying to tie it into the wrestling there. But anyway, we've missed a lot. We haven't done.
Has
an
anyone
episode
seen
here in a
Star
month.
Trek?
Jesus Christ!
No, I want to. No.
Jesus
Crap, was it
good.
Christ!
It's really
No,
good.
it's good. It's good.
I
Go
like
watch Star
it.
Trek.
It's really
I'm
good.
It was way better than the second one.
I haven't seen any of the new ones.
Okay, I'm happy about it, though. I'm looking forward to it.
You just got really low all of a sudden, Matt. So this
Yeah,
is my perfect
I think Zion
opportunity.
fell down a hole.
Perfect opportunity to start here. All right, guys, we're going to talk about first of all, what did we think of the actual draft? What did we think?
Matt and I won.
Not our draft.
Oh,
Not our draft. I
So
still
am I
think.
better now?
Yes. Yes, you are
Why does
better.
it do this? Sometimes my mic will randomly just turn itself down because.
Oh, yeah. I
If
don't
only
know.
Michael Cole would.
It did it again! What the
Yep.
fuck? Oh yeah, it's just automatically turning it down. That's awesome.
There's a little
Um,
button in the settings where you can change.
Yeah, there's usually a little button.
Yeah, a
It's an
little
auto
button.
Okay, maybe it's a
adjustment where it
Skype thing.
hears
Hold
the
on.
volume and it tries to adjust itself.
You can
based
try
on
to
Skype.
change
Yeah,
this in the
because
middle
you
of our-
shouted, it then tries to put the volume down.
Yeah,
it
well,
thinks
you
that's
know what?
normal.
You can't silence me like Twitter does.
I
All right,
pictured you
Skype.
doing the "you can't see me." I literally envisioned that when you said that.
You know, I'm kind of into Michelle Obama.
So, anyway.
No.
So, what did you guys? First of all, let's do overall impressions of the actual WWE draft. Not our draft where me and Rab really won, but the votes were skewed. Not that one.
Can I just throw in right off the bat that I think not drafting the champion is the silly thing to do.
Yeah.
Even if he's gonna if you think your guy's gonna win it, you still draft the champion because that's the important one. First, like Roland, I get it that they're backing him, but he's not champion. Why wouldn't you draft the champion?
Yeah.
Well, they were
Yeah,
going to make him
I agree.
champion basically at the end. You saw that?
So what's our?
They were just going to make him champion at the end. Plus, it doesn't really matter considering there was a match on Sunday anyways.
Well, there was a match that night, the rematch.
Yes,
between
well, exactly.
Ambrose and
So
Rollins.
it doesn't really
still-
matter if you draft the champion or not.
Yeah,
Especially when
who's the number one
on
guy
Sunday
at that
especially when on Sunday you have a match where there's no champion advantage, and you have two guys you drafted in that match.
Yeah.
I'm having a battle with my
I
microphone.
I
It's
kinda
turning
get it,
itself
but-
down. So I think I'm
Oh,
done.
Keith Perry's on stage.
I hear you fine right now, man.
I don't know why it's do. I'm watching it lower the mic as I get louder.
Oh, I mean, you sound fine right now, but
Yeah, no, we can hear you good.
yeah,
Why is
but
it doing that though?
I actually,
Ah!
you sound fine. Anyway, I agree with Rab. I see what you're saying about how like if they're gonna be having the match anyway, like I guess it wouldn't matter too much.
Yeah, you're not drafting the title because you don't even know where the title's going to be. at
If
the end of the night.
anything, I guess it would make more sense if they would have drafted Rollins and Reigns because at the pay-per-view it would have given him a greater chance to win the title back if they weren't going to get Dean.
Yeah, that makes sense. And if they were drafting simply thinking Ambrose is going to lose, let's draft the guy who's going to beat him. Okay.
or one of the two guys
Still-
who are going to beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just
Also,
that was weird.
that dress Stephanie was wearing was awful.
what?
It looked like a burlap sack that said
Oh, the
Raw.
Raw dress.
It was
yeah.
a shirt.
Yeah, it
she
was
said.
terrible.
Yeah, that was actual.
No, it was a
shirt.
dress.
That was it was
a dress.
a shirt.
It was
that was like
it was. You
tailor-made.
could see the modifications. Yeah.
Yeah. She said their like tailor person like crafted it from the actual Raw shirts.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it serves its purpose,
It
but
was awful.
I don't
It
know.
was awful because I kind of got a thing for Stephanie McMahon.
Well, what
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anybody. I got to think for Stephanie, man. Stephanie's pretty damn decent. I've been saying that forever, though.
Stephanie's fucking hot.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody
I
says.
think it's because she's. I think it's because she's kind of mean, kind
When-
of like that.
When she came out at WrestleMania, the last one, when she was like all demon kind of. I mean, I know that was crazy, but I was like, okay, calm
No,
down
I
now,
thought she
buddy.
was terrible tonight. It showed
No,
off.
I
No,
don't.
I thought- I
I
also
don't like
thought
when
she
they
was
do the
awful,
big
yeah.
hair on her like that. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, I don't like the big hair.
It worked for me. That's all I'm saying. It worked for me. You
No,
know?
the class president hair is more what I like from that. So
Yeah, but Finn
know.
Balor going in the first round though. What you? I mean, obviously Finn's finally going to get called up, but the first fucking round, how he goes over John Cena, Roman
Let
Reigns.
me-
It's crazy.
Let me get a
let's just rewind that. He goes over Samoa Joe.
let me get a little something in on this. So I don't. There's really no point in going over like pick by pick, but like
True.
I had a big problem with the draft overall because it made sense from a business standpoint, like an actual WWE is a business, but it made no fucking sense from a kayfabe standpoint. From a
No.
storyline standpoint, there were so many holes in this thing that it made no logical sense. I kind of agree with Scott, but I've iffied on it a little bit because again, Stephanie's a dumb fucking heel and she thought Rollins was going to win. So in her eyes, she picked the WWE champion. So I can see from a storyline standpoint not picking Ambrose first. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something that they did that made well, there's two things I had a big problem with. One was the fact that Joe and Nakamura weren't even mentioned.
Yeah.
All they had to do was make one rule that stated Regal gets to pick like 6 people that he
Yes.
protects. Or all they had to do was say anybody involved in the title matches coming up can't be drafted yet until a later date. There you go. But
Yep.
no, these morons are picking people like Mojo and picking like Nia Jax when Joe, the fucking NXT champion, is sitting there on the table and can be drafted at any moment.
Consider
and they don't
that
even,
Carmella got drafted over Bailey.
But they just ignored them. They were
Big
just like,
Show got
well,
drafted over Cesaro, and I'm like, the thing that got me, and then I'll stop talking for a little bit. But they drafted the women's they drafted the women's champion over on the Raw, and then they got Sasha. But then Foley's like, I'll get Becky. Like, why are you gonna get women for a women's division? They have the title. And then they start getting tag teams over here, and we'll get American Alpha. Why are you making a tag division? It's over there. And then, like, Becky's all excited, and Natalia's like, oh, I'm going to watch this Raw match. Like, why? You have no shot. The belt's over there. Why are you even excited about that? I don't understand.
Yeah, they should have covered the titles, because, I mean, it's obvious that they're going to separate the tag belts, and they're going to separate the women's titles, which I really don't like.
The Divas title's coming back.
Yeah, it would have been better to have, like, Raw would be exclusive for the women, and then SmackDown would be exclusive for tag teams. I think that would have been a much easier way to keep things simple, instead of just having a billion titles again. But I'm not as upset about that. I kind of figured if they're really going to go at this...
Sorry, not to, but they can always do what they did during the early days of the brand split back in the day.
Yeah, but they're not doing that. They've already come out and said that they're just making new titles.
They've said the women's title is on Raw.
The Meltzer has come out and said that he's...
Oh, okay, so they didn't say.
No, but I mean, he's heard through the grapevine. All they're doing is just they're going to make a new women's title and new.
So it's as good as said. But yeah, I mean, they even said when Rusev got drafted, they're like, I don't like the Miz, but we need the IC title. We're drafting the Miz. It's like, there you go.
Why? That's what I kind of think is funny. Is like, why even bother drafting the Miz if you can just make your own championships? Then, like, if they're making the Universal title, then why did they really care? And this comes to my second point. This is something that no one has mentioned. That is the biggest hole in logic that I think through the entire draft was the way that they set up the picks. So they had Raw went, then SmackDown, then Raw, then SmackDown, and then it reset, right? Then it was Raw and then SmackDown. The problem is Raw always got the last and the first pick. Yes. So why didn't Raw just pick Rusev last and then pick Miz first on the next rotation to fuck over SmackDown and take the titles?
Yeah, because that's a draft thing. You actually stagger what you want when.
True.
Yes.
To throw things off. That's actual draft.
Like random people.
Because you can just make your own titles. You said it yourself.
Yeah, but they weren't treating it like that, though. They weren't. That was
my. You can't complain
logic.
about both.
No, I can't complain about both because it's WWE and they had no logic for either thing. They had nothing backed up and ready to go for either problem.
You can't.
It's just the whole thing was just it was a booking mess. It just felt
either
like
one thing's a problem or the other thing's a problem. They can't both be a problem.
Yeah, no, I think that both can be a problem actually, because why would they care about the belts, but they didn't talk about it. So my thing is they didn't make either of them an issue. If they had made even one of those an issue, then it could solve both problems. But the whole thing was lazy. Like, it's supposed to be this big deal, and it just came off. There were so many loopholes and problems.
Well, the thing is, the drafts are boring. The drafts have always been boring.
Yeah, of course.
They're boring.
I think so too. I think they're boring. Yeah.
They've always been boring.
Did you guys watch SmackDown, or did you guys watch any of it? What did you guys watch?
I watched SmackDown. That's where the draft was.
I mean,
SmackDown draft.
I watched the week after though. I watched them both.
I watched the WWE Draft Center live on the network the entire time.
Yeah, I'm not watching that. I don't have time for that shit.
No, I was watching. I turned to the network and then it was like, let me just watch some people sit around a desk. No, I'm not.
Yeah, no thanks.
No, I mean that's what I watched, and it felt I don't know if I would enjoy that more because I didn't watch SmackDown, but I watched that from the entire time, and I thought that was very well done. It almost had like a
it looked well done,
draft.
But that doesn't make it.
I don't have time.
Exciting. It's still boring because it's fake.
I mean, it's the same as. I mean, you say you don't have time. It's literally the same as watching SmackDown.
No, but during the commercials, I jerk off, and that's more important to me than anything on the network.
Well, yeah.
Well, Renee Young was there.
Renee Young was there. I mean,
and Lita was there
I know
too.
that Dean Ambrose is banging it, so no thanks.
You could have.
The only thing I use the network for is just NXT, the Cruiserweight Classic, and the pay-per-views. I don't watch anything else.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
I just tuned in because I wanted to watch the draft, and I don't have cable, so I.
And the draft was dumb though too. Like when they did all the people after, like why was Apollo Crews so fucking low? And then on SmackDown, he was like thrown into the heavyweight title contendership match.
True. That
makes no sense. Like again, like I
had a Miz who wasn't even part of the Battle Royal to try and qualify. Meanwhile, Rusev was, and
I don't understand how that last thing made no sense.
Well, the other one that really got me upset was guys
the
like
United States champion with respect, but
Yeah.
then they didn't even give Miz the chance to be qualified for it. That doesn't it doesn't make much sense.
no, especially
Why
when they
wouldn't Miz-
literally picked him to get the prestige of the title. Now, if it was a whole thing of Miz being upset and they go somewhere with that, okay, but they didn't. He had his talk show and got Orton.
Joe and Nakamura, Bailey and Asuka not even being mentioned was fucking dumb. It made the whole thing look fake. Like their whole goal was to try to make it look a little more authentic or like real. That was fucking fake because the NXT champion, the other guys, the other three, I don't like it, but I can whatever, fine. They just didn't want him. They're dumb. But to not take the NXT champion, the guy who's supposed to be the very best, who beat Finn Balor multiple times, to not take him and then take Finn Balor before him is retarded logical booking. Like that is just terrible storyline telling. And they just don't give a fuck. They don't care. They're just like, oh, we need Joe in NXT, which he shouldn't even be there anymore. He's already an older guy. They need to take advantage of him while they have him. He's a bigger dude, too, so he's not going to last as long as someone like Finn Balor. Get him the fuck off of NXT and get him on Raw immediately.
And look how low some of the other draft choices were, like Cesaro, Owens, super low compared to some others.
Why are they keeping Owens and Zayn on the same show when they were building up that this is the end of their feud? That obviously it's not then.
I think that it's to play on the destined forever. Zayn even said like we're destined to fight, and fate has a way to keep us together. I think Owens might go face because they're cheering.
Yeah,
him.
I think
They'll
so
be a
too.
team. I think because that's what they do. They fight, they team. They fight, they team. I think we're gonna go there.
I think they were teasing it eventually.
There's
but
your tag champion.
That would be a mistake though, because he should be in the heavyweight title contendership picture at the moment.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
I mean,
it came off sloppy. I thought that the
it didn't make
draft
sense.
came off
You got
sloppy.
Mark Henry going ahead of Cesaro, and Mark Henry's not even on the show.
and
Golden
Big
Truth
Show
is up there
and Jericho
shit.
getting
Like,
a
why are
high
these
up.
guys? Yeah.
It was just sloppy booking storytelling. Now I do think it worked out for them in the long run, but I just hated the draft.
Did you hear the original first choice for #1 draft pick was Lesnar until the whole PED thing?
Oh,
I don't know. I never heard that as confirmed.
I've heard about that, and I mean I don't. It kind of
That
makes
would
sense
just
in
have
one
been
way,
fucking
in that
stupid.
he is the legitimate whatever badass, but then
He's getting SummerSlam. He will be the main event with Orton.
Yep.
How about we talked about how Lesnar won his thing, even though everyone was talking shit on this podcast, how Lesnar was going to lose his thing.
hey,
I never
remember what
said
they said?
that.
Either he gets his head knocked off, or he
doped
mauls
up,
him like
though.
a bear.
Sorry,
and
bro.
he mauled him like a bear.
Sorry, bro. He doped up, so they're gonna probably overturn it.
Fuck off. I sat right
bro.
here and said that I
they
hope Brock won.
probably are.
I mean, technically, I'm not wrong. If they overturned the decision, then I was right. He lost.
And it might be turned into a no contest.
They'll probably, they won't reverse it.
They'll go through the stuff like they did with John Jones, because that was a whole thing. Yeah, it's probably a month or so out from whatever happens.
Mhm.
They might go to a settlement, but either way,
And
his win
he just
will
did
not.
he did what I said he'd have to do to win. He just immediately kept taking the guy to the ground. Like that's
Yep.
it.
That's
Once
what
he
I
had
said.
the ground, the guy was ineffective, and he just fucking owned him.
I'm just saying,
that's,
you people were wrong. Wrong.
You say you people. I never once said Brock was going to lose.
I don't really care.
By
either
you
way.
people, I meant the whites.
Okay. Wait.
But it is hilarious that he was up there like calling. Was it John Jones is the one that got busted? He's like,
Yeah.
that's unprofessional.
For the same
and then
exact
he gets
thing.
the exact same thing. Like, what an
Yeah.
asshole.
Either way.
The estrogen blockers
So-
to promote testosterone. Fun stuff.
So I want to hear something positive from everybody. Something positive from the draft? What did you get from? Not saying all the show was good.
From
we're
the
not
draft
get-
itself.
We're not getting there.
No,
yet.
the draft was shit. The draft was
No, I
shitty.
didn't- I
Let's not talk
didn't-
about
I
The
didn't
draft
bad.
or the events since.
Yeah, I didn't like anything about the draft.
Because I like Finn Balor where he's going.
The one thing I don't want to talk about is the draft as far as the
Yeah,
positive.
it was
The
the one
but
negative
drafts are
thing I
always
have.
boring.
Nothing.
The draft should just be online or some shit. Who cares? They're shitty.
No, they got to make
Yeah,
content.
boring.
They're
No,
gonna
man.
content that.
I
Draft shows
disagree.
are.
Well, they could put it on the fucking WWE network.
No, it should be featured on one of the main shows, but it should be written logically.
We talked about this before. They're gonna make SmackDown be the big deal. It'll be the one to watch.
Yeah,
for the
it does-
fans.
it
Oh
does
my
matter.
god, there's
It'll be
no,
the one
there's
with
no
the title.
plot hole in it. Never mind, I'm so enthused now. It's boring.
How
It
could
matters,
there-
Plot holes, no plot holes.
Oh, it got
It's boring
ratings.
as fuck.
It did well.
You say that, but like general people that I know that don't really watch wrestling tuned in for it. So, if in my opinion, I
Yes,
think
because it's
that's
a big.
place.
I guess it is an event. That doesn't make
It's an
it
event,
good.
yeah.
It's
But
boring.
they just
Doesn't
can't
make it
make
Don't-
good, but it's definitely an event. The
boring.
Democratic Convention's an event. Doesn't mean it's good.
No,
Exactly.
definitely not.
Sorry,
But-
I didn't want to go politics. but-
I know. Get away from there. And again,
But-
stay
no,
away.
But with the whole draft, I
I watched.
SmackDown.
I've been watching
Before the
both
draft.
conventions, and they're both mostly boring.
God damn.
Yeah, they're mostly boring.
I
The
watched the
difference is
last
more
SmackDown
show.
before the draft, and they were promoting Ambrose versus Owens potentially for the last time ever. And I'm
Yep.
sitting there watching this on vacation, going, "Why would they want to promote the fact that they might never fight again? Like, why is this a good thing?" And it goes back to what we talked about a month ago. It's like, let's make this not be possible anymore. No, don't do that. I want to see this
What we
possibility.
need to say is that for
Like-
the foreseeable future they won't be fighting.
Yeah.
But of course they will one day because they're going to do trades and shit. Like,
Oh,
it's
you'll
gonna
get the
happen.
trades, you'll get the Rumble, but I mean, right now we've got AJ Styles not facing off with Finn Balor potentially, and all
Yeah,
whatever.
well,
blah.
they're
know,
just
Finn
they're
Balor isn't
basically
going after the WWE title; it's the Universal title. It's
they're putting all they're yeah. You know what? I'm more positive on it from an aspect that I think it's going to make the pay-per-view matches in turn, like the combined shows like WrestleMania or SummerSlam, more special in the long run. It's just the problem is that you're probably going to get robbed by quite a few dream matches that you could have had in between, like you said, like Styles
that
and
were kind of regularly
Balor, that-
available. Yeah,
It may not happen if one of them gets hurt, or like AJ is only there for a year and they just don't end up doing it. Yeah, that sucks. That's bullshit. It's gonna make Mania a lot better. I think it's gonna prove that overall. But like, is it worth sacrificing 95% of your shows to make 5% of them bigger and better? I don't think so.
yeah. The ones we get will be greater, but we'll get less of them.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of it happening.
All
Like,
right. So we all hated it, especially Jake. Let's move on to the pay-per-view.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate
You never
it.
hate anything, though. It's not.
I
a
do.
surprise.
There's
You
things.
literally like everything except for Daniel Bryan.
No, there are things I hate. There's definitely things I hate.
Oh, that's what he hated about the draft, that Daniel Bryan was there.
so did
Yeah,
you
Daniel Bryan
agree
was the GM.
the order of the draft? Then did you not have any problems with that? Because I've gone on length about it already, and everyone
what
kind
do
of is
you
like,
matter.
this is just-
It's just not important. And it's
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
not important
Owens is
anyway.
low, and Cesaro is low, and Big Show
Who
is higher.
cares?
Well, I mean, I care, but there's no reason to talk about it anymore. Yeah, they fucked it up. That's all. That's all I need to say about it. Is they
Well, I
fucked
mean,
up.
like but he liked it, so I'm wondering if he had a problem with that.
About who went where
No,
or
he
where
loved
they
it.
went
Yeah.
on
Oh,
the.
you mean him specifically? Okay.
There,
Yeah.
there are certain things that I felt that shouldn't have been. I don't think Finn Balor should have went in the first round. I mean, certain people that went in certain places, but
Well,
as far as
after Raw, it
storytelling,
makes
I
sense
understand.
they wanted to make him a big deal, so that's why, because they knew he was going to face Seth at SummerSlam, so they drafted him high to make him look like a bigger deal when he debuted
But
on
yeah,
Raw.
and
That was the whole point of that.
I also agree. The Big Show probably should not have went as high. Like Nia Jax. I mean, I don't watch much NXT. I heard she's like this big chick over there, but I don't think she should have went before like Natalia.
She's The Rock's cousin, though. That explains it all.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff. Like the Usos were fucking super low. They didn't even get drafted on TV.
Good.
I mean,
Good.
I'm not the biggest Usos fan, but they're one of the top tag teams.
Not anymore.
Top,
They
top
have fallen
five.
considerably since.
No, this proves they're not. So
Yeah. I really like the fact that Heath Slater was undrafted. I really like that. That's funny to me. That's a good little funny little nugget they put in there.
I bet you they did that as just a rib on him, because he's supposed to be really liked backstage.
Mm-hmm.
They probably just did that as like, haha, fuck you, you piece of shit.
And that's one of the main, that's one of the funny things that I remember from the draft, that they actually pointed him out and singled him out from that. That makes him more interesting to me as far as what he's got going, which is hardly fucking anything.
No, nothing.
But no, I'm really big into drafts. I'm really big into sports drafts and stuff, and maybe that's also a reason why I like the draft.
This isn't like a sports draft. It was
nonsense. Presented that way.
Yeah, but it's not.
But
I know, but I'm saying it was presented that way, and it was.
No,
I
if it's
understand,
presented
but it's
that
not,
way,
and
then-
that's why you can't enjoy it that way.
I'm saying I
Just
did enjoy.
clearly not.
I don't know what you're saying. I can't. I did enjoy that way because that's how it was presented.
My argument is it wasn't presented as a real one because of the holes in logic were so fucking large.
Yes, obviously in a real draft they would have drafted Samoa Joe and Nakamura. Obviously, yeah.
No, or just like doing what I did, how they took advantage of the fact that they had 2 picks in a row every single time. Like,
back to back, yeah.
Why didn't they take advantage of that at least once and recognize that it was a thing?
I also like how they didn't break up a lot of the tag teams.
Why did they break up the Wyatts again?
That's the only one that fuck Braun Strowman.
The Wyatts are not a tag team.
Yeah, they're
No,
stable,
I know,
but
but
no, fuck
why
Braun
would you break
Strowman though,
them
for real.
up?
yeah, but Strowman on
cares?
his own, come on.
I don't
He
really
needs
care
to be
about
gone
Strowman.
anyway.
Yeah, maybe they just don't give a shit about Strowman.
Thank you. I hope.
Like Rowan went on the same show as Bray, and then they're still not together for some reason. But why?
Yeah, I understand that. I don't
We're all
understand.
trying to forget about the Wyatts.
Okay, well this
Yes, they
should,
do. All right, let's move on.
ruined that.
yeah, this should
Pay-per-view.
also transition
Move on.
good. This should move good in the pay-per-view because I also want to talk about that right there. Why would they have them get the win over over New Day if they're not even going to do a thing anymore?
Because they're not going to do a thing anymore, and
So they just
Bray's
make them beat
the only one that matters.
the longest reigning tag team champions?
Yeah, Bray's the one that matters. This is
That
WWE
didn't
logic.
sit. That did
Bray
not
is-
sit well with me.
Because
Bray
Bray
is
has a
higher
win
up-
over a title holder.
Yeah,
That's
Bray
it.
is higher up on the totem pole than all of them. So I mean, to me personally, I think it was the right move because New Day are already over like crazy. Losing to the Wyatts doesn't hurt their credibility.
Yes.
And a boohoo, they're not going to get a win back. It doesn't matter. Bray Wyatt is the only one in that match that actually could potentially draw money one day as a main event player. The rest of them are just mid-card filler.
I mean, New Day's drawing a lot of money as far as merchandise
Nobody
sales.
is coming to a show to see New Day, though. They definitely will go and be happy that they're there and buy their merchandise, but nobody goes, WWE is in town. Oh, man, I fucking love New Day. I'm going to go there and see them specifically. No one does that.
I wouldn't say
There,
no.
I disagree with that.
I am
yeah.
sure some.
I think
yeah.
there are people.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not-
pretty
it's
sure
not
there's a lot
enough-
of kids that really love New Day.
Compared to people that go to see the main event guys, it's nowhere near the same.
sure.
More people go to see New Day than Roman.
Well, that's true, but
Yeah.
there's of course
No.
more people go see like
People
Cena.
want to go see Roman lose.
No,
They still look
Roman
good.
has a huge fan base of women and children. Are you kidding? Especially kids.
New
They
Day has
love
a
Roman
huge
Reigns.
fan base of children.
Yeah, but Roman is way more promoted and way more over with children. I'd argue than
I
New
wouldn't
Day.
say
New Day
he's
is
way more.
us.
I think you messed up on that wording. I don't think he's way more promoted because
He's
New
definitely
Day
not
has
more
like
promoted.
everything promoted wise.
Before
New Day is everything. They put New
before
Day on the
his drug
posters. Hey,
suspension-
WWE's coming. New Day's gonna be. People like that part of wrestling where you talk and
Before
they
his
say a
suspension-
thing and you say a thing at the same time. People love that.
Let me know when you're
shit.
done, Rob. Before his suspension, Roman was literally the John Cena promoted more than any other person in the company, hands down. There's no way that you can argue that before the suspension, New Day was promoted more than Roman Reigns.
He got suspended.
That is completely hypocritical. Now, sure, you'd be right for the last 30 days, but before that, Roman was literally the guy. He was all over the company in every way you can possibly imagine, main eventing 2 WrestleManias. They definitely promoted Reigns way more than they promoted New Day.
I disagree.
As well,
Okay,
hold
well,
on.
you're wrong then.
Hold on.
I don't care. I'll get in the comments where they're like, "Oh, Zion can't admit when he's wrong."
No.
Roman Reigns was the guy.
As far
I
as
know he was
why
the guy.
we
It doesn't mean
drafted
he was
him first.
promoted more. They were on all the same shit. They were on all the same posters and the same cups and the same
Well,
commercials.
Hold on.
disagree.
As far as when we say when we say promoted, I don't know if you're just specifically looking at like pay-per-view, commercials and
Everything,
TV spots.
everything in every way, shape, or form had Roman's face on it. Not everything in every way, shape, or form had New Day on it. That's just logical. That's the way it is because
It's also
Roman was
untrue.
the guy.
No, that's pretty true.
No,
It's fucking true.
I
swear to God. No,
Roman was up front. New Day was in behind him. He was always.
New
But
Day
even-
was
but they were
not
there.
I love this.
I'm
This
not
is
They were
saying
there,
they're
yeah.
Popular, but you're arguing that New Day was more promoted and more popular than the guy that they were pushing as their future
Well,
of their company.
they were definitely more popular.
You're fucking. Yeah, that you know what? That's up to you or not.
Um,
But it's come on. Are you serious right now? That's like saying back in the day that like RVD was promoted more than Cena because he was more
Except
popular.
he wasn't, and they were.
You're so
Okay.
full
Look,
of
what you're saying is like saying
Right,
that
comments are
Donald
gonna
Trump is
decide
17 feet tall.
no,
people that
we're
are
not going
watching,
back into
you
politics.
Was New Day more promoted than Roman Reigns during the height of Roman's push? I fucking disagree in every way that I
Okay,
can.
I'll give you this rap. I believe New Day was definitely more popular among the general population of the WWE
didn't say they
universe. I know,
I agree.
and I'm also going to give Matt Zion this that yes, Roman Reigns was like the Royal Rumble. He was like the only fucking person you ever even saw in all the promotions for the Royal Rumble and all this kind of
This is
stuff
true.
building up. Yeah, actual promotion towards events, I believe Roman Reigns was promoted the most, but towards like merchandise and like overall popular stuff, I think New Day was definitely pushed a little more. Like, hey, buy our
Dick
buy our
Saban on
shit.
there. Like Roman has one thing, his shirt, and nobody cares about his
Yeah,
shirt.
and yeah, but
Why they haven't made like an authentic vest to sell though is beyond me.
That would be
Yeah.
that'd be a lot of money, but yeah.
Like
Don't
the
understand
kids
that
or-
one.
But I think you're both kind of right. But that's probably why you're so hardcore on it. But
No, I'm hardcore because I'm right and Rab's always wrong.
Okay,
That's just the
or
way it
that.
is.
I'm just
God
completely
came
right.
down from the heavens.
Or
and told
that.
me, Donald Trump
I'm
wants to be
100% right
president,
every
and Rab's
time.
wrong.
that's
Every
also a
time.
thing. So what else from the pay-per-view besides the fucking New Day? So am I the only one that thinks that New Day should have won? Am I the only one on that?
I don't really care because they didn't lose the titles.
Don't
they
care
still-
either.
They still
True.
have their. They still have their
It-
push. Doesn't matter.
It wouldn't have hurt them to win. I mean,
True.
that sounds stupid, but
It
it
hurt Bray,
doesn't
though.
hurt them to lose. But it would have hurt Bray, exactly.
It would hurt Bray, and that's what's
It,
matter.
I called this the Razor Ramon effect. They're bulletproof. They could afford the loss.
Yeah, they're Jericho.
Yeah.
I mean, I
The
I
loss
don't
did
care
not
if Bray
matter.
didn't
They're
get
okay.
money.
They're Jericho. Yeah, they can lose and be fine tomorrow.
don't think it would have hurt Bray. I don't think anything can hurt Bray at this point. Bray's just whatever.
Because they treat
Like,
him
there's
like
no-
crap.
I know, so they just treat him like crap. So
I know, but like it would just stack the shit on top of him even further, saying that the
I
mid-card
feel like
tag
there's so much
champions
shit
beat
stacked
Bray.
at this point. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
Of
I
all
can
the
see where you're
losses,
coming
though,
from.
I mean, if he lost to the longest reigning tag team champions of this version of the title, okay, fine, that would have been not that much of a loss to him because he's not really part of a tag team, and okay, he couldn't beat those guys. But then
I
again,
mean, he wouldn't have beaten the
he couldn't
pin
beat
either.
those guys, and his whole power of fear.
Braun
is not working
Strowman gets
anymore to beat
pinned
him.
by Xavier Woods. Does that really hurt?
No, that doesn't hurt.
Braun Strowman doesn't matter though. So
No, no.
I don't care about
If
him.
Bray-
Bray's
Well,
just
that's what I'm
a fall.
saying. It's,
Yeah, you're-
Bray
Yeah, but
Bray
I
wouldn't
care
have been the
about
one to
Bray.
eat the pin. Someone else would have gotten pinned.
But
I care.
if Bray took the pin, it'd be bad. If Strowman or Rowan took the pin, it would destroy them.
You know what I would argue though, Rab?
Rab.
I would
Yeah,
argue
it's
that
Rab.
you might be right, but then they had AJ take the pin for no fucking reason during the 6-man tag. So when they easily could have just had one of the club take it, and everybody would have won.
I don't understand that one either. Yeah.
No, I don't either.
Now, the one thing that I did before we get into that, the one thing that I really did like about it sucks that we're not going to get anything out of it. The whole Bray Wyatt like messing with the mind of Xavier Woods. That to me, that was like really interesting. I would really want to see.
Well, that was you got
Woods,
the payoff.
Woods
though.
got over it.
Yeah, that was it. He got the payoff.
but it
in
was
the match.
like
Yeah.
it was like a
was-
2-week thing, like a 3-week.
He's never gonna turn on him.
You got a 2-week thing, and he got the payoff. No, it was supposed to the power of positivity. He overcame, but still lost the war.
Yeah.
No, that's
he was
it.
He was never gonna join the Wyatts or turn on New Day.
It
they would
was
be
a.
No, that would have been
fucking
awful.
maniacs if they
No.
broke up
Yeah,
the New
I
Day.
It
didn't
was
want
like a
him to do-
Triple H Rikishi feud. You don't get a real big thing out of it. Just a little bit. A
That
little.
was just for the match, and I thought it was well done. By the way, I thought
I
it,
do
it made
too.
Xavier Woods look like a star.
I agree
That
as
was,
well.
That's something he's needed.
Yeah,
He was always kind of the third wheel, the one who
Yeah.
would take the loss. So
Yeah.
I'm glad for it.
yeah. I really like Xavier Woods, and that was like that made a huge like impact on the match to me. Like definitely made him stand out over everybody else in the match. But
Absolutely.
like what else about the obviously the main event and stuff? We'll get into that. But anything else besides?
I
main
thought
event?
that Bailey's reaction like warmed my fucking heart, and
That was great.
I can't
Oh, that was
stress
great.
enough how fucking dumb it is that she is not a permanent person on the SmackDown roster. Because right now, I know they have Becky, and I really like Becky.
Oh, yeah.
But when they had that SmackDown segment when all the women came out, I was like, wow, look at how weak their division is. Like they need some heavy hitters, and Bailey and Asuka get their fucking asses over there. Again, I don't care about protecting NXT. I don't think people understand the amount of indie talent that they have signed right now that hasn't debuted on TV because they're doing Cruiserweight Classic. They can easily fill NXT back up with amazing talent. They don't have to save these people right now. They need to focus on this brand extension and really selling it. Like, this is a fresh start. Look at these fresh new superstars and these fresh matchups. And instead, they're like, oh no, we're going to keep Bailey and Asuka in NXT, cuz.
Yeah. No, look at
Why?
these are superstars who are tested. Unlike last
Yes.
time where they couldn't stand. These guys have led a brand for a while. So you trust us when we say these guys are going to be good.
Especially
if that
Bayley.
whole women's thing happened and then Bailey and Asuka came out and just wrecked shop for all of them, that would have made that amazing.
Yeah, but you can still do that.
Yeah, no, yeah. Part 2. We can hope. We can hope.
Well, I'm hoping that they do it soon, because if they wait too long, then it's going to be pointless. The whole point was to jumpstart this thing as a brand new, fresh product the first episode out, and instead they had all these like jobber NXT people come out that are no one cares about them except for Eva Marie. Fucking love Eva Marie.
She's doing like the Roman Reigns bit. Like,
oh my god, that entrance was so good. She is
Yeah.
awful in the ring, but she has so much X-Pac heat. I love her.
I was about to
And
say,
she
Yeah,
knows
but
it.
What's
And
funny
she
is that
knows
I think she's really just bad at it, and it just works for her.
Yes, exactly.
Just-
She's not good at
she's
it at all.
awkward. She's so awkward.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love that character. Even though it's not really a character, it's her just trying to be a character but doing badly about it. But yeah, Bailey coming out though was awesome. The match was pretty so-so, but like it was like Undertaker versus Kane at Mania. What was it? Mania 20. It was like it didn't matter how. Yeah, it didn't matter. The match didn't matter. It was all about the moment. And Bailey easily got a bigger pop than Randy Orton, which is amazing in this day and age that a woman would out pop one of their long-term main event guys coming back from injuries. So that was awesome.
Good call. Yeah. I want to talk about that too. Randy Orton. His fucking reaction was so fucking pitiful.
I hate him.
His reactions was so bad. I felt so bad for him.
He's not gotten any better at
I
acting.
didn't feel bad for him.
I felt bad.
can't
He was
stand
out there trying. He was like, "Oh, this is the greatest. I love." And like, no, dude, nobody's cheering for you, man. I felt.
But
so
he
bad.
didn't say,
You know how they
"This
always
is
come
the
back?
greatest I love." This is the greatest I love.
You know how they always come back and they're like, "I was worried you'd forget about me. You wouldn't cheer for me."
Yeah, they did.
But they never do. They always remember. It's always that. Well, this one they kind of did. They're like, "Oh yeah, that guy."
I mean, was it me
Right.
or I feel like when he came out that he had never really left. You know, they said it'd been 9 months or something.
Yeah.
I felt like he never really left because he came back out and he was the same fucking person when he left.
Same shirt kind of design. Even
everything.
like there was
And-
nothing new.
And he came back as like a solid because before he was kind of tweening it up a little bit, but now he's like a full-fledged face.
Yeah.
Randy Orton as a face is awful and has always been awful, and he just doesn't know how to do it.
I agree.
And he's gonna get out cheered by a heel Lesnar.
Oh yeah, Lesnar is gonna.
It's gonna be
fucking crush it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, although
He's a-
Lesnar's gonna get a
Lesnar's
doping
not a
chant,
heel.
I'm sure.
He's just a guy.
He's gonna get a what?
Yeah, a doping chant. Like you
Oh yeah.
up, you doped up.
You doped
Yeah,
up. Nice. That'd be going.
Orton always comes off as a Cena 2.0, like trying so hard to kiss people's asses. He's like making fun of Jericho's hair was dumb. I hated how Jericho was like, "Are you gonna RKO me now? Ooh, how about now?" Like, really?
I didn't mind that at first.
I
but
like
then
that.
it just went too
I
far.
thought that was funny. I thought that was pretty funny.
Do you
Yeah, but
think
then
people
he
like?
ate an RKO like an idiot, so it
Well,
didn't.
you knew that was happening. You knew that was gonna
Exactly,
happen.
but so did Jericho. Apparently, he had no problem taking an RKO.
Do you think that people like that we talk very little about the good things and we talk at length about the bad things?
Here's a good thing: Zayn and
like
Owens.
Oh, Zayn and Owens was so good. Oh my god, it was almost perfect except for the scary moment where Zayn almost fucking
Oh,
again.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a bad spot. Yeah.
Yeah, he went too close to his ass on it. But oh my god, that match and the ending was like almost got me a little teary eyed. I was like, oh my god, they might actually like still care about each other from a character standpoint. So good.
Yeah. That was really fucking
Mhm.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
was
like
great,
some-
but Randy Orton's boring as fuck.
Oh my god, Randy Orton. So
God,
fucking
shut up! You're doing that on purpose, Rap.
He is. He's so. Oh my god, he makes me fall asleep when he comes out. He's such a good wrestler. Randy is an excellent wrestler.
He's good.
He is.
But he is no personality. He never has.
I think he's got the best
just
drop
tries
kick ever.
too hard. When he's a bad guy, kind of being
Yeah, it
cocky
works
and the crowd likes it, he's better at being a good guy in that moment than
Yeah.
trying to be a good guy.
like
Yeah.
a stone cold face, like a guy
Yeah.
who's an asshole, but you know.
When
yeah.
he's a
Yeah.
prick and does RKOs out of nowhere, people eat that shit up. When he's all like, "I'm gonna do it, here I go," it's like, no, just do what we like. Do what we like, damn it.
Yeah.
One criticism I had, or one criticism people had about Sami Zayn and Owens ending was that they thought that, and maybe you guys will disagree with me, they thought that Zayn putting Owens in the corner was all malice, like he was just interested in hitting him with his finisher again. I thought it was 50-50. I thought that at first he had a little bit of maybe like regret because when Owens was slapping Zayn, he was telling him, "Don't make me do this," and I was like, "Oh my god, he still fucking slightly cares about him from a character standpoint."
Oh god.
And then
Yeah,
I
no,
felt
I'm
like
with you.
he returned the favor a little bit, but then he realized, "Oh wait, fuck this guy,"
No,
and
dude,
then he did it.
When
And
Owens
then
was
he
saying
finished
stay down," at first it was like, "Stay down, you prick." Then it's just like,
Yeah.
just come on, stay down.
him. Yeah, I don't want to like.
Don't
beat
make
him
me
up
do this.
anymore.
Oh yeah, no, this is decades of character here. This is
Yeah, I
it's
love
great
it.
stuff.
It's slow
Yeah.
burn because eventually they're gonna be friends again, but it'll take time and it'll evolve over time. It'll make sense. I love
And then
it.
after Mania, when Zayn wins the title and Owens comes to help him, oh, he turns on him.
Imagine Zayn, turning on Owens at some point. Oh my god, it would be so good.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
What do you think, Rab? You're the one that didn't talk about it.
I'm watching the Democratic National Convention.
Okay, so he
Jesus
doesn't care about
Christ.
this anymore.
Right. So
No.
No, I thought it was great. But basically, you guys had everything. You guys said everything there was to say. It was a great match. It was great ring psychology.
All right, well then you review the Shield triple threat first. Go.
It was cool.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, you have nothing to add, so that's why we go first.
I want to say that, dude. I am.
See, no, that's the problem. The problem is that I do have things to add, but I have nowhere to start.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Well,
just
well,
pick a
this
point,
is
go.
finally the triple threat they've been building forever and kind of wanted for Mania and got hosed on, and then
Well-
suspensions and.
I only had one nitpick about it, but I'll let you guys go first.
all right. I'll say this, starting it out. Okay. First of all, I'm surprised as fuck that they gave Dean the win. I love that they did. Going in, I was really scared. I didn't know if they
saw
were going to
your
give him a win.
posts.
Yeah.
Well, did anyone here think that Dean was going to win?
I thought Roman was going to beat Dean.
I thought so.
Yeah.
No, I thought Dean would retain. He was
you?
drafted to SmackDown, so SmackDown would keep the title. I did post that on my page. Yeah.
I thought
figured that.
Rollins for sure.
And that's only because he was drafted to
See?
SmackDown, so the SmackDown champion stays
See,
because they
isn't
want SmackDown to
That's
have
a
the
great
WWE
thing.
title.
That's
Isn't
a
that
great
nice
thing.
about it, though, that all of us thought someone different would win,
Yeah.
and that's what's making WWE
Isn't that great?
TV
It is.
good right now.
And but here's the thing that I didn't like about it. Jesus Christ, the match was good in itself, but building up, they had the GMs fucking come out, ruining everything. Like this is the match that we've been waiting on
Oh,
like,
yeah,
for,
I know.
for so
Yep.
long.
Yep.
For so
Everything
fucking
has to
long.
be about Stephanie.
God damn it! I mean,
Yep.
it took so much away from what they've been the Shield. That promo was fucking great. Like the
The promo was
promo for the
wonderful.
match, that told the whole story. And the next thing you know, the very first thing you see is fucking Mick Foley come out. It's like what?
Yep.
It's like
Hated
no.
it. I hated that. They had no business being out there. Maybe if they had them come out at the end, like they had Shane and Steph come out when it was getting towards the nitty gritty, the last 5 minutes of the match, I could have lived
no.
with that, and they still would have
Yeah.
had the same point. But every time someone made a mention that every time something big would happen in the ring, like a big move, they would immediately shoot to a shot of the GMs sitting there looking at it and stop it.
And they'd be like, "Oh, cool!"
Yeah.
Shane would be like, "Wow, what a move!" And you can see it on his face. And,
They're all about
yeah.
telling you how important something is instead of letting it be important and let you realize it. Like they're like, "Oh, match of the year!" It's like, well, don't just put it in my face when you say that. Let the thing breathe a little bit.
To be
And
fair,
let us
though,
actually
Rab,
feel.
to be fair, Shane generally hasn't seen any of these people wrestle, so those were reactions. He was
Yeah.
oh my god, he can do that? That's so cool.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
That was my nitpick, but the match was great.
The match
what-
was-
They
what
should have
a
had.
fuck-
Yeah.
Oh,
They should have had them in the back watching on a monitor.
yeah, their chemistry, the three of those guys,
Oh.
they didn't miss a single beat the entire match.
Nope. I loved.
Here's a random thing that for some reason
No
really came to
people.
mind watching that match. It's weird how differently they all dress now.
Mhm.
And that sounds like a weird thing to say, but one of the guys, just wears jeans and a tank top. The other one dresses like he's like a space cowboy or some shit.
Yep.
Well, that happened when they split because Roman kept the outfit and the
That's
music.
what's
Seth
good,
went with
though.
his
I know.
upgrade.
I
And
know
Dean
everyone
was like,
split,
"Fuck
just-
it, I'm stuck with a shirt
They're
and
all in the
jeans."
ring now together, and
That even made sense.
they all
Here's one
entered
thing
at the
about
same
the
time.
draft.
It's just no. I'm not saying it's weird in a bad way. I just find it
cool.
interesting.
Here's
It's
one thing
interesting
about the
'cause-
draft I'll give you credit to. We won't see this triple threat rematch anytime soon. Makes it that much more special.
They'll save it. They'll save it till next year.
But that's good. That's very good because why not just do it next month?
Yeah.
Because
I think
they can't, and I like that. I'll give them that.
Them all dressing differently was a great move because a lot of times tag teams will break up and they still just wear the same tag team shit and they
Yeah.
look like each other. It's like they made a clean break and they just went for it, even though they never should have broken them up that soon. Anyway, they had so much more they could have done with them, but like it all worked out in the long run because
They were together like 3 years.
I know, but they
Yeah.
were just starting to do their like mega
No, they were
run
together 3
together.
years, and they were like a big deal the whole time. I like
They
to
were.
think.
They were.
Yeah, but their end date was not even.
They had at
close
least
yet.
another year together before they
They-
had to break them up.
I agree.
Storyline wise, they literally.
Yeah, but you don't
just
want
beat
to push it
Evolution
until
twice
they
in a row.
have to break it up.
No, but they literally just beat Evolution twice in a row
know,
and then
like,
broke
yeah,
up the
they
next
put-
night.
they
Like,
put
there's
them
no
over-
end in sight. Keep going for another year, even 6 months.
Why? Why do you want to push it until it's?
Because
it wasn't. Because
they
it
had
wasn't
plenty of
close
shit
to
to
that.
do.
Yeah.
If
Don't
you thought
blow through it.
Shield was done, then like, okay, well,
But I don't want to. I don't want to wait till they're done to break them up. This is what I'm saying.
I'm not saying
I
wait,
kinda
break them up.
like-
but they weren't even close to done.
They weren't even
when
close
they
to done.
broke up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what
like
I
saying
said.
Hogan in 1989. We've had a year. That's enough. Like, no,
It wasn't. It was 3 years, and they were all ready.
I would argue that they.
Well,
could
but you know what I mean.
Two
have
of
done
the
that 5
three
or
were
6.
ready, but
No, but they were well on their way to do a lot more with that because they were almost kind of just finding their own personalities as the unit, and then they broke them up and they had to relearn it for the audience. So that's
I mean, like
I know
said,
it just
Rav,
seemed obvious.
It worked out. It worked out, but like I think they could have done that for 2 years before you, like you said. Then like, oh, okay, it's done. So like, why not go 1 year and then do it? Because they were fucking hot as shit, and then they broke them up, and look what happened to Reigns. Like Reigns was the weak link because Ambrose he did fine even though they jobbed him out. Rollins probably did the best out of all of them, and then Reigns just, oh my god, they did not know what to do with him at all.
You could argue that Reigns was put into the situation too early. I'm sure not many would disagree with me on that.
True.
And if he was in the Shield stuff for a year longer, it could have benefited. He might not have done whatever drug thing happened or whatever. That's easy to speculate on that now, but too much too soon is a result of the split when it did, and we went down this path of, oh, that kind of fucked up for him.
Well, him being pushed like that is a result of him being pushed like that.
Yeah, I agree with Travis.
Yeah.
I'm saying he could have been split without him being pushed like that.
Yeah, I mean, he always should have been one of the heels. I think him and Rollins should have both went heel, and they should have had Ambrose be the breakout face, because just from personality-wise, Reigns was always kind of the dickhead heel in the group to begin with. But yeah, I mean, that's just, it doesn't matter anymore, because like we said, they will never turn him heel. I still don't think they will. There's people that are going like, oh man, after what they did to him on Raw, he's turning. No, he's not.
I don't know.
No, he's a bit of a tweener heel type where it's like, whatever, you don't belong here. Like after he won the title again.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. It's, you can boo him, cool, he's still the good guy.
Now,
one other thing to mention was that Becky Lynch taking the loss. Some people were mad that she lost to Natalya, and I was like, actually, I thought that was really, really good move, because Becky Lynch is the only one going into the SmackDown brand as a woman wrestler that has any credibility whatsoever. So let her rub some of that off on Natalya, and then they did the right thing. Then they gave the win right back to Becky to make sure that they're both in line. They're equals at this point. That's what they're trying to say.
It gives credibility to Natalya, who people always kind of knew was there. She's the established, that's fine. And all the new ones will benefit from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she needed it really bad.
They're old friends, so it wasn't like Natalya pulled something over on Becky. They're legitimately old friends, so this is all good stuff.
Yeah.
That's
now,
it.
Before we finish the pay-per-view, I just want to say about the main event. My favorite part of the entire main event was when Dean and Rollins teamed up on Reigns. That was fucking brilliant, I think.
That was good.
That was, everybody just started like going nuts when they just started stomping on him and just beating on him.
They came together to stop a common threat that was beating the shit out of them. So it made sense from a storyline standpoint.
Yeah,
it was
and
good. Like,
storyline
made
was
sense
great.
from a character.
Yeah.
From a character-wise, that's what Reigns should be doing, so good. It's like, fuck, he's beating us up. Go, go, go.
And out of the whole match, that's probably like the biggest cheers like the crowd gave the entire, when Reigns started to get double team there. But I'll just close on saying the one thing I just didn't like, besides, I don't like how everything should have been about this is the Shield, this is how it should be, but it was all focused around what show is going to get the title. That was like the main focus on the match. That's all they fucking talked about, it seemed like, instead of who's the better Shield member, all their history, all that. That's the one thing they kept taking away from me, but other than that,
I think
it was fucking great.
I think
no different than when they bought WCW, no different than when they did other stuff similar. It's regretful. We got to promote all the things. So.
Yeah. But
I think
I'm glad we got
the Rusev Zack Ryder match was surprisingly all right.
Sure.
Yeah, but he didn't have a chance to win, so I didn't really care.
True. I mean, it wasn't great or anything, but I mean, it was a good match.
Lana looked really nice in the tiara. I think that's a good look for her.
Yes.
Great.
With the tiara.
Oh, and Darren Young got the double DQ.
Oh God,
no!
We're not talking about that.
That was a really bad ending. I do think Black Cena looks really nice with what's his face.
Bob Backlund. What's his face? The second
I
longest
couldn't remember his
reigning
name
world
right
champion.
I know who he is. I couldn't remember his name right now at this
Raw
moment.
and
He left me.
SmackDown. Let's
all right,
move this
so
thing
yeah,
along.
let's go to the first Raw, first SmackDown. What we got? What do you guys want to start with? Obviously Raw.
I really liked Raw. I felt like for some they're not first and foremost they're not going to hold this momentum though. No way. But it was really good. The things, it was the little things they did that I liked the most about it. The different camera angles were so refreshing. Following Owens out the back when he came out, they did a few, like, I can't even remember the other ones, but I just know every time they did an entrance and they had a different shot that I've never seen, I was like, wow, they care. Like, it's not just business as usual. So their production was on point. I felt like everything flowed well. Even though the announcers being at the table seemed very like the last time, it also kind of felt like old school Jesse Ventura sitting there talking shit about Hulk Hogan. So I was okay with that. And it came off good. It felt like the booking was fine. I thought it was really retarded that Big Show was drafted so high, yet he still hasn't been on TV for any reason. Like, what was the point of drafting him so high then? And I really hate Randy Orton. Like, he is starting to get on my nerves really quickly. I hated his segment with The Miz. I don't understand why they think he's going to draw as a babyface in the main event of SummerSlam. They really thought he was going to be this huge force when he came back.
Yeah, they did.
He's not getting pops at all. No one cares about him. So
No,
Miz is great in that segment, by the way. I'm really starting to turn around on Miz. I think he's hit his perfect stride. He shouldn't be any higher than this on the card, but he's a perfect IC title holder because you always believe he might lose. I mean, he could lose at any point. It doesn't matter who it is. He might lose, and he's getting much better in the ring. I feel like his actual wrestling ability has picked up because it seems like he cares.
That's why we
that's
drafted
nice.
him, right? I think.
Yeah, right.
We said that literally.
Yeah.
we were hopeful.
I've liked
As far that SmackDown part for that too, though, the Miz bit.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah. What about the women's title?
Yeah, what do you think about that? That was
Yeah, that was weird that they
Shocking to me.
That was weird
that
that
was
they-
SummerSlam obvious. I thought so.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
it
they
seemed-
wanted to make it feel important. So
Seemed-
Exactly. It's one of those, anything can happen. You should watch Raw.
and
yeah, that's why they did it. They want shock, and they'll just do the rematch at SummerSlam anyway, so it's not like it's a huge loss or anything.
now I liked. I mean, we talked about Finn already. That's.
Yeah, so-
I love Finn Balor. That's great. That's awesome.
Finn won his fatal 4-way to get into a qualification match to go against Roman Reigns, and the winner of that would face Seth Rollins for the brand new Universal title. I want to get your opinions. What do you think of the name of that title?
Oh.
It's awful.
See, I don't think it's awful. I
Okay.
think
I'm
that's
fine with it.
probably the best that they could have possibly come up with. What else could they have done? I couldn't think of anything better.
I've got no problem with heavyweight championship.
No,
But
they
if they
can't
just
do
called
that.
it the heavyweight championship,
They
cool.
can't do that
What
though,
happens
because
when
they already
smaller
have
man
the
wins
world
it?
heavyweight title was already
No.
consolidated. So unless they broke up the titles again, which they're not going to do,
They've done a million times.
No, but that's the
Ah,
problem.
but they're not gonna do it, though.
Devalues it when you do it again and again and again and again.
I'm
Do
asking
something new.
you though, from a standpoint of they're not going to break up that title, so they can't use that name.
Well, you don't really.
What would they do?
The other title's already the WWE Championship. They got
No,
rid
it's
of the
WWE
heavyweight.
World Heavyweight Championship.
No,
Nah,
they
they
got rid of the World Heavyweight.
No, they still call it World Heavyweight Championship.
No, they don't.
Yes,
No,
they do.
They went back.
They
They
changed
did,
it.
yeah. But at the same time, that
did
history's
what?
in there. They're not going to
Scott,
break it
whose
off.
side are you on?
Well, he's saying you are, but I'm arguing that no
No.
matter what, that is
It
the
still
heritage
says
of the
it.
title now.
And it is. That's what I'm saying. They did
they
not
didn't
take
break
it
up.
out. It's still
It's
there.
still consolidated titles. So
And
But
they brought it out
took
again.
off, like on TV because like when he comes out, when Dean Ambrose comes out, it just says WWE Champion. It doesn't
No, but
say
I'm telling
World
you-
Heavyweight Champion anymore.
I'm telling you, no matter what they call it, when you look at the title history, it is both of those titles now combined into the one.
It is. And they
they've
treat
not
it that
officially
way.
broken it up. So I'm
It is.
saying,
Sure. Okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So
It-
to
that's
call
the
it that
thing.
again, no, because that's
like,
how
what
already
would you call-
happened.
Yeah. What would you call the title then? I think Universal it's not great, but it's better than what I was thinking they were just going to go like the Raw title, and I was going to go, ugh.
Oh, thank God they didn't do that.
Yeah. At least they gave it a title. I mean, they gave it a name that I'm not going to groan over. I thought Universal was fine.
I think Universal sounds awful.
I think,
think it sounds bad.
the sound of it does sound
And
really
maybe-
cheesy.
And maybe I'll get used to it. Maybe it's just that it's new, and I'll get used to it. And a year down the line, I won't think anything of it. But right now, I just think it sounds weird.
I actually sent a tweet out about that. I was like, "Is it because I don't like change, or is this title, or is this name just lame?" The name sounds super like cheesy, but I see where
Yeah.
it's
When-
WWE
It is.
Universe.
He's the best wrestler in not just the world, but the universe. He's going to defend this title on the
Like,
fucking moon.
Give me some names that would be better that don't involve World Heavyweight title.
Like I said,
I
I
have no problem. I still say you could call it World Heavyweight
Can't-
title.
I-
Even
No.
if one's WWE World Champion, the
It's
other one can be World Heavyweight
immediately
title.
I know, but I'm
devalued.
telling you,
Immediately devalued
sure.
by calling it that again.
Rab, sure, they could have done that, but they chose not to. So what would you call it?
mean, it's hard to do it on
I would have
the
done
spot.
that.
Yeah, but I'm
We're
telling you that
I'm already
in this
second guessing
world,
them. Why can't I just second guess them
only
slightly
because
farther?
In this world, that's not possible. So give
Yes,
me a title
yes,
that
it
doesn't
is.
have heavyweight
Here-
title in
no,
the.
I got
Yes,
a
it
few
is.
rap. Call it the Heavyweight World Championship.
Exactly.
Now, it is
Call
hard
the
to.
championship.
No, you know what?
of the
You
World
could-
WWE.
You know what you do? You say, "Fuck you, Jeff Jarrett. This is our global championship."
I mean, I was even thinking like maybe they would make like a deal with like NWA and try to make it something
Yeah.
Oh,
again.
God.
Bring in the NWA title,
they can't.
do the global
they can't.
title,
They can't do it. It's
Now,
gotta be WWE.
like I say,
do something like Japan has, like the Grand Prix title or something like that, where it's
That's-
like
yeah.
a thing. But that's all I could think of.
titles
Wait,
are.
you mean the
usually hard to make.
NWA World Heavyweight Championship?
Yeah, I was just joking. There's no way they would do that.
Yeah, but I
imagine
get
if they did.
Triple H met with the NWA guys, so
and I get where it's coming from because it's the WWE universe, as I was saying. So I get what they want to
Yeah.
use the universe for Universal, but I don't.
It
give
took me a
shit.
little bit to connect those dots for some, which makes me a little sad.
I-
It took me a little bit to connect that.
Like I said,
Why?
I get it.
Foley said it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I must have missed.
get it.
No, I actually missed that
But-
segment.
I don't care. I don't even. I do get it, but the name just sounds, like I said, just cheesy. It seems like
I
it's
think-
too. Yeah.
But
It
wouldn't
does. It
you
sounds
wouldn't
cheesy.
you agree, Jake, that any name at this point would have sounded cheesy? That's not
Like
heavyweight.
the Galactic Championship.
I do agree that it is very
No,
hard
it-
to come up with
would've been
another
impossible.
name for the main title.
Yeah, it would've been
The
possible.
main
Unless-
championship.
the WWE pure title. Even then, you'd be
I
like,
mean,
oh god.
Yeah, no.
The
big
big
title.
But do you guys really think that if they called it, World Heavyweight, everyone would have been like,
No,
"Oh my
I'm
God,
telling you, Rab,
evaluation!"
Rab.
Okay.
That is off the table. You can't argue that point because they chose against it. So
I will-
Sure, I
Well,
can't.
which
Well, they
I
chose.
don't know.
That's like saying
I
I
will
can't
tell
choose
you
to
why.
argue against Universal because they chose for that.
I will tell
Yeah,
you
exactly.
why. They had
Thank you, Rab. I'm glad, Rab, you're on board with my
they
argument.
had the WWE.
But you're the one asking me to come up with a different name.
What?
I'm not allowed to because they came up with Universal.
I'll tell you right now.
There you
They
go.
had the WWE title and the WCW title, the World title they called it. They unified it. They split them up again. The World title was separate
That's
and lesser always.
Well, no,
always, always,
the world heavyweight champion that they got in 2002 it's the old belt, but it's a new title with a new lineage.
Right. It had the same, like, quote unquote history, but it was a new thing for Triple H, and he had that. Cool. It was still
He was the
always
number
kind
one.
of secondary. For a little bit on Raw, it was the number one, but then it became secondary. You can't tell me that when Del Rio had it, when before the unification, it was on par. It so was not.
That's
Yeah,
a
but
and
I
then
don't
they
think-
unified it
I don't
again.
think the
but
Universal
hold on, let me
brand new
finish, hold on.
championship's going to be
Yeah,
on
but
par
then they'll
either.
take it.
Let me finish this. Then you take it. You're going to break it off again and say, "Look, this is equal. It's the piece we kept breaking off and putting back away. It's for real. It's still good." No.
I think new was the.
But the new one's not going to be equal anyways, because the one that
I would
Bruno
argue
San
it's gotta
Martino
start-
held is always going to be the one.
Yeah.
It's got a
depend
better
on how they
start
book
than that other one does.
It'll depend on what finishes WrestleMania. If they go all out with the Universal title finishing WrestleMania,
You know,
then
Big
yeah,
Gold
I would
Belt
argue that that's
finished-
probably going to be the number one title.
No, this
Big
is
Gold
what we
Belt
were
finished
saying.
WrestleMania plenty of times.
It did.
Yeah, but it never felt like it mattered.
No,
Like,
it
the
was
world
always the
title
other
was always a
title.
joke.
Because
The
it's still not the one
WWE
Bruno San Martino held.
No, it had nothing to do with it. It was how they treated it.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the past history. It was how they treated.
I think
the
it
title.
does.
They
This
treated the
sucks
world title like it
because-
was an IC title.
Both
They
sides
handed
have
it
an argument
to-
here. So
They handed it to Triple H. Triple H is the top guy, supposedly.
Well, it was on Raw
He
though,
was,
and Raw
yeah.
was always the flagship show, so they always
Yeah,
treated it.
so it's
Whatever
the
was
flagship
on Raw
title.
was
And the
flagship.
flagship.
Like,
It's the flagship. It's the title
that's
on the
what-
flagship show on the flagship guy. But
No,
it's
But that's
still
what
not
matters
the
here.
top title.
They don't want a flagship anymore. They want two, and I talked about
okay.
this
Let me-
before. I know.
Let me clear it up.
But
I get
they
what
want
Rab's
to-
saying. I get what you're saying, Rab. That was when they had the brand split. So during the brand split, yeah, I would say the world title was more important than the WWE title. But
I don't think it was.
the moment I think it was, but the moment that they said
tried to
fuck the
make it.
brand split and it fell apart, then I'd say the world title became like an IC title thing, and WWE titles.
No, but because I feel, and I agree, but I feel like the world title, the big gold belt, was it always kind of felt secondary. They tried to make it primary, but it always
Yeah.
kind of felt
I
secondary.
think it only really
because-
took precedence when Triple H had it, because of how they
Yeah.
treated him running.
Well, and even then, I feel like it kind of didn't take precedent. Like I get what you're saying, and I know they pushed it that way. Like this is the belt because this is the one Triple H has, and he's the flagship guy on the flagship show. But it was
just glad
always
they-
kind of just the belt someone made, like Eric Bischoff made up one Monday night and handed to him. You know.
But, okay, so that entire stigma exists around calling it a World Heavyweight Championship.
But I think that's going to exist around the Universal title anyways.
I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
so.
still a
It
belt.
inherently
Some guy
does
made
not
one
have that stigma. That
held
stigma's
by-
gone.
All
All
right.
right, I want to hear from Jake. Jake has not said anything. Let's
Yeah.
give his opinion.
I
You're
would-
neutral on the subject.
it's funny. I was like going around looking for new names of the title, but I can't really think of anything good. But what do you ask me?
Okay, so I think I'm in favor of the fact that they just started a brand new title and they didn't just call this the World Heavyweight title and break up the titles again.
Sure.
I think that that's the right thing to do because that would go back on everything they just did to consolidate it, and there would be Ambrose would just have him show up and they'd be like, oh yeah, that title you're holding that had both titles, oh no, that's going over to the other show now because like he never would have technically lost it, so they would just be like, okay, well we're just breaking it up. So I think it's good that they said, fuck it. We're going to start a brand new title. I don't know if it's going to hold up. Yeah, it's a little bit of a hokey name, but I think it's a good idea that they didn't just break the titles apart again and have the world.
Do you feel? I'm sorry, not to interrupt, but do you feel? And this is an honest question, and maybe you do. Do you feel that it devalued Brock Lesnar when they gave Triple H a title?
I mean, everybody thought it did. Obviously, I mean, the way they gave Triple H that belt sucked.
But is it because there was another belt, or is it because?
Yeah.
So, but there's going to be another belt anyway. So how is that going to make a difference?
Is now in dispute. Is Eric Bischoff's words?
Yes,
and
I know.
But
that's because there was another belt. But calling this one the Universal title, how does that solve that issue?
So what
I'm just happy that they didn't break apart the World Heavyweight title for the sake of it. I mean, it's done. I don't want them to go back to. Again, I think this argues that they wanted to start a fresh start.
Yes.
And they wanted Raw to feel like it was a brand new show and it wasn't what
first
you saw
ever.
before.
So what are you
they want a
asking me?
first ever.
So what are you asking me right now?
I mean, do you like the fact that it's not the World Heavyweight title and that they went with a brand new
That
title?
they're going
instead?
with a brand new title. I am a huge stickler for championship histories and all that. And in this case, I am more in favor of it being a fresh title. Yes, if that's what you're asking me. I think the name is not the best, but there's not very many good names, but I think this is the best option is going with the new title. Yeah.
Can I just say real
personal
quick,
opinion, I think so. Yeah.
in there as well, we're going to start the new era by bringing back a title from 2 years ago.
Yeah,
No.
I like that.
No,
they could have done.
Well,
It would
the
not.
WWE King of the
I'm
Mountain.
talking about a name. I'm not talking about bringing back a spinner or a big gold belt or something. I'm just talking about the
I
name.
mean, if you bring
No,
the
well,
World Heavyweight
that is
title,
the name, though. That's
it.
unfortunately
Yeah.
the name of it.
That's it.
Now,
Now-
there's the flip side. They could have said the first ever World Heavyweight Champion because they did that with the freaking women's title.
Yeah.
Charlotte was the
That is
first
true.
women's champion. I'm like,
is
no,
100%
that was
true.
Moolah.
That was
so
stupid, yes.
that's weird. So
Yeah,
there's that.
Now, yeah, if you're
Which
asking
I
me,
hate,
if you're asking me
but-
which has the better name, the Universe or World Heavyweight, obviously the World Heavyweight has a better name.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh, yeah,
But-
no, yeah, we all agree on that.
Yeah.
So the new championship, just for the record, is called the WWE. Not the new one. The WWE Championship is the WWE World. They dropped heavyweight apparently.
All right, but it still has the same lineage, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, it has
Yes.
the same lineage. Yeah, I was never disputing that. I was just talking about the name.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Whenever there's a unification with that belt,
We were
they always
having
keep
two
it.
different arguments, and neither of us noticed.
I know.
Like
I
I
noticed.
said,
I noticed. I was let it happen.
Yeah.
What if they did?
No, see, that's why I said
WWE
neither of us noticed, and then I hear other people yelling, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe we're having two different arguments.
Yeah, it's
What if they
pretty
did the WWE King of the Mountain title?
No, don't even fucking do it. No.
big. The final deletion title.
They,
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so are we good with Raw? You guys want to move on to SmackDown real quick?
Let's do SmackDown because we talked about that for way too long.
Yeah, that was good. I think it was entertaining though. It was entertaining.
All right,
But,
SmackDown.
yes.
AKA not as good as Raw.
The
SmackDown.
ECW Championship.
AKA Rhino is now on SmackDown.
The hottest
yes,
free
weird.
agent.
I
not
didn't
Naomi
like that at
Slater.
all.
The #1 draft pick, Rhino. Wait, no, he didn't get drafted. But
And
yeah.
Shelton Benjamin.
And Shelton Benjamin, who also didn't get drafted.
Hey,
Okay.
Shelton Benjamin's
Let's
finally
talk
coming
about
back.
the Rhino thing real quick. So
Okay.
I really liked Heath Ledger coming out.
Heath
A
Ledger.
lot.
Heath
Heath Ledger.
Ledger.
Oh my God.
Heath
I like him
Ledger.
so much, I forget
Not
his
the
name.
first time you've done
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
All right, well,
that's
one-man
good.
band.
That's good.
I liked him. I liked him coming out because I thought that he got a nice crowd reaction from it.
yeah.
And I thought that overall he came off like he was kind of important.
Mhm.
And then they immediately dismissed him through Shane's microphone and Rhino just beating him up.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think it's more of a comedy. Like I think that even puts him over even more. I think.
But they could have actually built him into something who is comedic and yet has an edge.
Now
Now
they're just
he's
gonna
just
make
comedic.
him.
No
Yeah,
edge.
but he sucks.
But
I don't know
now
if he
that's
does,
the problem.
though.
He doesn't
You
really
need to
suck.
take these thinner rosters and try to establish them,
Fucking
like your
can't.
Dolph Ziggler's or your Finn Balor's, and get them up to say, "Hey, audience, remember this guy? Yeah, check this out.
Could
you
you
see this
ever-
guy? Yeah, boom, there goes Heath Slater."
Fucking chance because they've always used Slater like shit. Like could they? I mean, he got a good reaction, so shouldn't
Yeah.
that indicate to you that people kind of like him? Maybe give him a try.
Damian
Yeah,
Sandow.
Rhino.
I mean,
That's it.
I think first of all, he's never like had the look. He's always looked super weird to me.
Yeah,
like,
he looks weird.
Yeah,
Like, just
that is a problem.
He looks just strange as fuck. I don't know how to describe it. He just looks weird.
No, he looks
And he
super weird. He's a
overdosed.
weirdo.
But
He overdosed
weird
in
in
the
wrestling,
Olsen
though,
twins'
whatever.
bed. So
he overdosed
that's
what?
against him. He overdosed in one of the Olsen twins' beds. So that's against him too.
Yeah. So I mean,
That's it. That was Heath.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
The other.
That's the
And
other
that
one.
was
before.
yeah.
That
It was a
joke
good
before.
joke. I'm glad
That's the
somebody
one from the
picked
joke
up on it.
before.
Yep.
That's the
on
one
my
from the joke
flub.
before, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We brought it back. But I don't know. I mean,
Ugh.
I think the way they could make him like a standout type like like popularity. Like if
Yeah,
they
but
keep doing this funny
They
stuff.
did nothing with Sandow and released
I know,
him.
but that's what I'm saying.
He sucks.
He got super over,
I
but
mean,
they're not going to use this dude. They're not going to use Slater for anything
I mean,
important.
he wrestled a bunch when he first came up. I mean, he's a 3-time tag team champion.
Sure, I mean,
Yeah, but that was by
it's-
convenience. I
Yeah,
think that was
that
all.
literally-
it was
I-
ex-
Yeah, but he was there, and my point is, I saw him
I
wrestle.
agree.
He sucks. He's bad at it.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't. That was how many years ago? Like, give the guy a fucking shot. I want to see.
Nah, fuck
I
it.
would rather.
Which is
see
what this
him-
was.
I'd rather see him get a chance
The
than
gore.
Rhino get a chance.
Exactly.
Rhino's done. Rhino is going nowhere, and Rhino's doing.
I don't really think Rhino's going to get much of a chance.
I don't think
honestly.
he's just
Here's
got
the
he's
one
a little bit
redeeming
of a
thing.
name still.
I think this was just the thing they used for that thing so they could spear him with someone.
Right,
exactly.
so they
That's
made
the
him
problem.
completely expendable and
Yeah,
wasted.
that's the fucking
Now-
problem.
But he is completely expendable.
He is.
Then why is he on
What if
TV?
though?
Here's
what if
the
he's
thing.
not?
Here's the
But he
thing.
is.
I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I think this was done to put Slater over. I know that he's got gourd and shit, but I think in their weird way they're booking, I think they brought in somebody popular, was popular. He's still relatively a name, Rhino. Brought him in. Heath Slater's gonna come out and make himself look like a big deal, and then somebody bigger, more popular come out and give him a spear and make it more funny for like.
I mean, they did
ha-ha.
a little-
is-
they did it with some of all the legends, right?
from 4 years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's one thing they could do though to
They
turn it
didn't have to
around.
play.
If they have a match between Slater and Rhino,
Yeah.
Yes.
Slater beats him straight up.
That's what needs to
Then,
happen.
then
I
you're
agree.
right. You're completely right. And then, like, because that
Yep.
way, it's like he got hit from behind, and then they can try to make him at least a mid card guy at best. But like, why aren't they building? Like, don't push Rhino.
No.
Rhino, he doesn't
There's-
have much of a
I doubt
future
they're gonna
left.
push
But like,
Rhino.
Slater's still, he's young. Like, give him
No.
a
Yeah.
fucking chance, and he got
I
a
don't-
good reaction.
Yeah,
This
I don't
literally
think they're
fell
gonna
into their
push-
lap.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna push Rhino. I
I mean,
think
like
he's
one
there
example.
to get
Like
Slater over.
Ringmaster, like they brought Austin in as Ringmaster. They treated him like a fucking joke, and they were like, "Oh, he's nothing." But then the moment they gave him a chance, a guy who everybody was like, "Oh yeah, unless you watch WCW,"
I doubt it's the same.
it's
Yeah,
it's
because-
not exactly the same, but it is a similar situation.
He's
I
not going to
mean,
be the
he
hottest
won
star
champ-
ever, but
Heath Slater's been part of their system for like 10 years
But
already.
they've also never given him a chance for that 10 years. Ever.
this was
Not by
literally that.
himself.
Nothing. There's at no point in these 10 years, besides the fact that they gave him 3 championships, has he proven
They
that
gave him
he
3
deserved a
championships
chance.
when he first came in, and then they've never done anything with him since. He came out,
Well, he
he
is
came out,
funny.
surprised the crowd, and he got a good reaction. That means
He
there's
is funny.
something there.
He is funny.
They
They
I-
could have.
there
They
could
could
be
have called an
something.
audible and changed it up so he didn't get gored outright.
I'm just asking to give him a fucking chance. Give him one push.
I-
If he fails, then fire him
I
or
think-
keep him in obscurity.
See, I know what you're saying, but I think this is like they are going to get like this is going to be
I hope
his
you're right.
chance.
I hope so, because
Yeah.
I feel like they left him out of the draft on purpose so people would know him.
Sure, like
Or it was a rib.
Yes.
yeah, I think
So,
it was both.
so they would know him.
It was
But
both.
I really think in this, they're going to go a long-term way. But all the audience knows is this goofball who wasn't drafted got gored by someone not on the show.
Yeah, but we'll see.
That's
I think,
not a
again,
good start.
I think
They
if he
easily
beats
could have
Rhino,
flipped it.
if he beats Rhino, then all is forgiven. But he probably won't. So
But
we'll
they
see what happens.
literally had it in their hand to just have him.
Yeah,
do
but
the
they.
thing.
I could see Jake's argument. If he
Yeah.
beats Rhino clean, then that could be
Which-
like,
yeah.
oh my God, he beat Rhino clean. Like
Yeah,
that
I'm hopeful. I'm
all
hopeful.
could be saved.
But then again,
My biggest problem
he's not
in the
going
whole
anywhere.
thing was the fact that AJ took the pin in the main event. Even
Oh.
though it was amazing, God, he sold that like a beast.
He got
did not.
shot. That was awesome. Yeah.
He didn't need to get pinned. I don't. They had people in that match that don't need to be protected right now. Apollo Crews would have been the perfect person to get pinned.
We drafted him, but Baron Corbin could have took that.
I mean,
You-
I
That would
would
have been the climax to the
No, I
Dolph
think- I
Ziggler
think-
Corbin
protect
feud.
Corbin. I would protect Corbin at least.
No, but it would have still been a
I
good
would-
ending.
I would protect Cruz.
Hear me out. If Ziggler hit Corbin with that super kick and pinned him to win that, he would have won, quote unquote, the feud, gone on for the title match, and you've got Corbin waiting in the
No, I mean,
wings. later.
That feud's dead. My argument against, like, Rab's saying he thinks they should have protected Cruz. Cruz was already protected. He already won the Battle Royal. So the fact that he was in a match already meant that he already was tired. He was out of it. It doesn't matter if he takes the pin. He already earned the right and the respect of people to get in that match to begin with. He would have been the perfect person to take the pin. Nobody would have.
Maybe right.
He's a new rookie, so he's still figuring things out. That would have been totally fine. That would have been okay.
Like AJ, goddamn, they have no respect for Styles. He just eats pin after pin after pin. And it's like, goddamn it.
They're testing his bulletproofness right now to see, like, how many can he really take? Oh shit, he can keep taking it.
Oh shit, that was one too much. Is he bleeding? Is he all right? Someone shake him.
The match was fun. It was weird that Ziggler won though. That was odd.
That's what I was going to ask. What are your thoughts on Ziggler winning? He's going on to face Dean.
I would have liked Dean versus AJ personally, but
I think we're going to get a lot of these. Obvious. We're going to get a lot of these matchups.
But this is the draft. Nice. This is the weird new stuff in the draft. We're getting the shot, the chances, and it's going to be those growing pains.
But the problem is that Ziggler has been treated like garbage for the past year, so it feels weird that a guy who I would even have a hard time believing he would win the IC title is suddenly getting a world title shot. But again, I like the fact that Raw and SmackDown feel like anybody can win at any time.
Yeah,
that's the way it should be. It should always be that way. Like even Heath Slater, he should come out, and if he beat Roman Reigns by like a desperation roll-up, I'd be like, you know what, that was fucking weird, but I fucking loved it because at least at any point anybody can beat anyone. It's like an MMA match. Yep. The best guy could lose to the worst guy on a bad night. It happens.
We've gotten that, and it's been kind of great when Hurricane beats Rock or stuff like that. It's like we shouldn't have this factor of this guy's he has no chance against him because it devalues things.
Look at the SummerSlam card, though, man. They are taking a huge risk with this. I think that they're putting too much weight and value on Orton versus Lesnar when really they shouldn't be. Because I really think
Ziggler, I like Ziggler getting it, and that's cool, but he's been just so crushed lately that this would have worked in a little bit. Like, build him back up. Don't just be like, okay, now him.
This would have worked after Survivor Series.
I just can't quite buy it yet.
When he ended Triple H and Stephanie, this would have been the perfect time for him to do something this. But he's done nothing for a year.
Soon. It's easy to build him back up, but they haven't tried to build him back up. He's just there.
I'm not upset with it though. I'm fine with it because at least it's different. But I probably would have went with somebody different.
Who would you have went with out of the match?
I actually, and I guys are going to groan, but I actually think Ambrose. I think Ambrose Cena would have been a lot of fun.
Sorry,
I didn't even hear who you said. Was the
I think Ambrose and Cena would have been a fun SummerSlam match.
Oh yeah,
I think the fact that they've only wrestled on Raw a couple times. Cena, everybody would be like, oh, Cena's definitely going to win, but if they gave Ambrose a clean pin over Cena, then you solidify Ambrose as the guy, because I think that's the one thing he's missing right now.
No, I think it'd be useful. I think it's still useful to use Cena for other stuff for a little bit.
Well,
he's not done with AJ yet, I don't think. He's not done with AJ yet.
I mean, AJ is done with AJ, though. The way they're booking AJ.
Yeah. No. Remember, though, when Shane drafted Cena in, like, the second or third round, it said, the face that runs the place might, the overall 13th pick. That doesn't run the place when you use 13th. Yeah. No.
I just think that it would have been useful to help solidify Ambrose, because right now the one thing...
He just beat Reigns and Rollins in a triple threat. That's pretty big.
That doesn't do it.
Yeah, but then to beat Cena clean at SummerSlam, that's pretty damn good.
But I'm fine with them holding off on it too. But like, I'm afraid that Ambrose is not going to hold that title for very long because they're going to be like, oh well, he's not really like as over as we want him to be. But give him the Reigns push then. Start putting him against the top guys and have him fucking beat them.
Yeah, he's going to do that, and they're going to save that for the dedicated pay-per-views.
First person they were like,
and Roadblock and whatever those are.
First person he has to try to draw money with on TV is Dolph Ziggler. Come on.
It feels like Daniel Bryan and Kane again, doesn't it?
How many casual fans are going to hear that Dolph Ziggler is getting a title shot against Dean Ambrose and they're going to go like, why is Ziggler getting a title shot? It kind of sounds weird.
The big biker guy beats?
Is that the IC title? No. This is the
that's my
WWE World No Longer Heavyweight title.
If they had put Ambrose against Cena and had Ambrose beat him, I feel like one, that's a good SummerSlam main event because it's something we haven't seen very often, and two, it could solidify Ambrose as an actual main event player after them treating him like.
Honestly, I think we're still in the honeymoon phase. I think we can hold off on that for a little bit.
Yeah, and you can.
No, but at the same time, bring out the big guns to make it important off the bat.
Yeah, but then once you bring out the big guns, you got Ziggler.
Yeah. I mean,
They have
All
other
right.
No, seriously. Right now we're in a honeymoon phase where you could do a thing like Ziggler.
I think you
or,
can do
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
I agree.
other people.
With
Yeah,
the wrestling,
and
that's fair. That's fair. That's why you get like hardcore Holly at the Rumble
honeymoon
and
phase.
stuff.
Then you got someone like Cena.
Yeah, but not for it's SummerSlam though, and they don't. What's
is.
the big marquee match they're relying on? I really don't think Lesnar and Orton is going to draw at all.
Well, no, I think they're just once again the honeymoon phase. I think there's just a big new thing, and there's this one thing,
You
and
gotta
the other
have the
thing,
marquee
and they're hoping to
match,
draw on that.
They don't have that
Yeah,
big
but
match for SummerSlam.
You can't burn it all at the beginning.
Yeah, but you gotta
But
have
for
at least
SummerSlam,
one
you
match.
kind of have to.
You have to have at least
No, you
one
don't.
match.
Not when you can try to capitalize on the honeymoon.
There's two.
I
There's
don't
two
think
back
aspects.
to that.
Hold on. So you're saying rest on your laurels,
In this particular
which
case,
is exactly what everyone's been not wanting them to do because they've been lazy. That's kind of what you're saying. They
it's
should be
lazy to always
right now.
go,
They
oh,
can
we need
afford to.
let's put Cena in. That's not lazy.
I think in this
Whoa.
case it wouldn't be.
That's
if Ambrose
yeah.
beat him.
You might have me there, but
If Ambrose beat him,
That's a hard
no,
one.
I don't think it would have been lazy to put Cena in there if Ambrose
No.
beat him. Because again, that means that they're building.
But I mean,
Ambrose-
to draw, you're talking because you're not talking because when you're going, what's the thing to
Cena's
draw?
boss.
You're not talking about what will happen afterwards. You're talking about how do we get someone there in the first place.
I mean, but like, if Cena's
Well,
not
who
going to
draws
be
more, Cena or
heavyweight
Ziggler?
title mix, why not have him just lose?
Well, I'm
to
saying
Ambrose
you
and
shouldn't-
build it back up?
What I'm saying is, if you're talking about what's lazy, you're definitely not talking about what to draw.
well, first of
I
all,
don't.
they're not going to be using Cena right now for against Ambrose because he's still in the middle of a program with AJ. So unless you include
But-
AJ somehow into that, they're not going to do another
So
triple
Cena's
threat
got to
match.
crush AJ first. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying, well, he might,
What's
but
gonna happen.
he probably
No,
will.
that's what's gonna happen.
But they
That'd
have
be
to
the
finish. They can't just like throw that out of the way to make Ambrose fight Cena right now. AJ will probably he might lose to Cena. I actually hope AJ wins. Of course, a lot of people do, but he'll probably lose and then move on to Ambrose. I can see that happen, obviously, but they can't just abandon what they're going with right now just to make it happen.
They've done it before, though. It's not.
oh,
not
they can
unheard of.
stagger stuff.
Well,
Absolutely.
they've done that multiple times where the big
Yeah.
shows pop up and they hold off feuds until after that big show. It's nothing uncommon. Remember they did Triple H and Taker the first time. Taker was supposed to have a match with Barrett, and Triple H was supposed to have a thing with Sheamus, and they were like, "Oh, forget about that. Let's have these guys fight because we know it's a big show and we need a big match to draw."
I prefer to see AJ versus Cena again at SummerSlam than Ambrose.
Just don't
and
want
Cena.
AJ to get slaughtered by Cena, and I know that's going to happen.
Of course, we don't want it.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, he already beat him. Not clean. He already beat him.
He didn't beat him.
Yeah.
He didn't beat him at all. That was the weakest way to have somebody beat somebody. That was like they threw everything they could to make Cena look good and make AJ look like a pussy fuck
Yeah, 'cause
that couldn't beat him clean.
Now he doesn't have the clubs. Yeah, it's gonna be.
I just if AJ pins Cena in some way that is not or like only half underhanded, I'll be happy. But I guarantee you, it's going to finish with an A in the middle of the ring and AJ tapping out to Cena.
I disagree. I think he's going to win it.
No, I don't.
You think AJ's gonna win?
Yeah.
Fuck, I hope
Clean.
so.
Losing too much.
I fucking hope so.
Well, like my only argument is again, I'm fine with Ziggler and Ambrose. I just don't think they have that big match that they can build SummerSlam around.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'd be glad for that one if we were talking about Battleground, but not SummerSlam.
yeah.
That's yeah.
I obviously I'm very obviously a lot of people think Ambrose will win that match, but I actually am afraid. I know Ambrose is a good wrestler. I know Ziggler is a great wrestler, but I don't know if their styles are going to like work together because they're both kind
I mean,
of.
they've had good matches on SmackDown though, and like Raw. So I'm confident it'll be a good match, but there's just no way Ziggler's gonna win.
I hope so because I know their styles kind of because Ziggler's always the I'm getting the shit beat out of me. I'm going to come in, and Ambrose is he's always getting the shit beat out of him too. So somebody's
They just
gotta,
both lay down for most of the match and they
Yeah,
refuse to get
yeah,
up.
Brock
somebody's
Lesnar
got to
can come in
carry
and
the
beat both
match.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, Brock
there you go.
I think it'll be Ziggler that carries the match because I don't think Dean is much of a match carrier. Dean's really good when it's somebody else kind of telling him what to do.
And that's what I mean. Like both these guys seem like they're the one that's better not carrying the match. So I'm hoping somebody carries it good. But I hope it's great.
Yeah, I do. I really hope that they have something good for Reigns that at least they can kind of co-headline with Lesnar and Orton.
Yeah, I
'cause,
think
God,
they're going to give him Braun Strowman. I think that would be a good one. Yeah. Have Braun Strowman. Have
He's been great with the
Strowman.
little guys, though, like AJ and Finn. It's like, damn, he's good with them.
one of the rumors was Owens and Reigns was something they were thinking of doing. So maybe that's what
That'd
they're
be
gonna go
random.
for.
What the hell are they going to do with Zayn?
I don't know.
They go
What
for
do
the-
you want him to
with
do? Do
Seth
you want him
after
to
he
do
wins the
Zayn
title.
and Reigns? Because that wouldn't make sense either.
No, I want to
Seth-
see. I want to see another fucking. I want a stipulation in there this time.
Oh, they're done. That's it.
See, that's.
They booked it. You blame them.
Nope. Zayn won, so now he'll go after Universal Champion Seth Rollins.
Yeah, afterwards probably.
But
Yeah,
he's gonna have some.
That's my thought on
I mean,
it. That's why he
there's-
won that one.
There's
So he'll go after the
Rusev. I
title.
don't know if anybody. Rusev seems like he's just fighting jobbers though. So
Yeah,
Fuck, put Reigns in there. Give
Is
him
it-
the
am
title.
I-
Give Reigns the U.S. title, actually, yeah.
Am I crazy to think that Orton and Lesnar is not going to draw a fucking dime?
No.
for Lesnar, it will.
Lesnar draws, but he's not going to draw as much after the whole scandal
It's
stuff.
draw
And
by-
at the same time, people want to see it.
You really think he's not going to draw as much after the scandal?
I don't know because it could be more
a
controversy.
WWE pay-per-view.
Mm,
I think that hurt him
I
in the
think-
eyes of a lot of the
it would have
MMA
been better
people.
if not for that.
Oh my god,
But, like-
the MMA people already fucking hated him to begin with.
There's been times where they've said that there's been shows that have been headlined by him against a weaker opponent, and it didn't do well. Like he draws, but he doesn't draw insanely well unless he's with somebody who's really good too. And Orton is just, he is so bad.
They
right
were banking on that one like they were banking on Orton and Batista.
Yeah, they were.
So like, this is going to be great. Oh, what do you mean no one wants it? Oh.
Yeah,
I agree, it's
I
not
mean,
gonna
I
be
would
the
not
best.
be shocked. I would not. It's going to be the main event. It's going on last. I mean, I guarantee that. I
No.
would hope that they would do Rollins.
No, it's not going to
and
go on last.
Finn.
I would
I
have said
think
it was
it's
not
on
going on last until the new title became a thing and the Ziggler match became a thing. I'm like, neither of those are closing SummerSlam. Unless Finn Balor raises the belt at the end of SummerSlam.
No, Rollins.
Yeah,
That's
I'm saying.
it.
I think
It's
the new
Lesnar.
title could. I think the new title could close it.
Yes,
I can see
yeah.
that, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be Lesnar. Because that puts one
No.
title over the other. This way, both titles are even. They both have their own thing, and Lesnar closes the show. One title is not shown as being above the other.
Okay, so
That's
let's
the
go
key
on
thing
to
right
just
now.
really quick predictions then. Dolph Ziggler and Ambrose. I'm going for Ambrose all the way.
Ambrose, yeah, Ambrose.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, and so Finn and Rollins. I mean, Rollins is definitely winning. I don't see. Finn
I
taking
could
it.
I
see
think Finn could
Finn.
win.
I can see it, but Rollins, I think he's
I-
going to win this one. You got to
I'm-
start.
I'm
You got
gonna-
to
I'm gonna
start.
I'm gonna take Finn just so that we're not all the same, and because I think it is a possibility.
That's
I would like it.
Um,
I like
but
to see it.
honestly, I'm kind of split on it. Triple H is really big on Finn.
Yeah,
He is,
no,
but
I
I
can see
think
it.
it's a-
I like it, but it's gonna be Seth.
I love the
It's a-
match. I'm gonna take
Rollins-
Finn. I'm gonna take Finn.
Alright. Rollins will look good, because he'll be the first champion, and then Finn looks good because he challenged for the title in one of the main events of SummerSlam. So
Yeah.
nobody really loses, even if Finn takes the pin.
Yeah, that's how you make a huge impact. I think
Yeah.
they're really huge on him. They took him the first fucking round of the draft. I think they'll I think they're
They'll
gonna
feud
make
for a while.
huge impact. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then Lesnar and Orton. If anybody thinks that Orton is going to
No.
win, then you're fucking
Shinlock City.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it's Lesnar is gonna absolutely destroy Orton, I believe. Which I don't know
Yeah,
what
I
that
believe-
says about Orton, what they're gonna do with him, but Lesnar should win.
Yeah.
Oh, I
When
got a
was the
bad.
last
I just got a
time
bad feeling.
Lesnar-
Orton's gonna
Oh,
cheat and fuck it up.
When was the last time Orton did anything big?
Never.
At least 9 months ago.
No, even then it wasn't big. Nobody cared.
He unified the title.
Yeah, there you go. When he unified the title like 2 years ago with Cena, that was it.
Yeah.
That was probably the last big thing he did. And then nobody cared after that.
I don't even remember. Oh no, he did the cool curb stomp RKO.
That was
Yeah,
fantastic.
but that wasn't that. That's not a showmaker. That was just a nice clip.
That
But
was
that's
that match was
literally
awful.
the last cool thing people can think about of Orton.
that was one of the highlights of WrestleMania, I think, that move. So that's one of the things I remember from it the most.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So,
But that's it. No, I actually see Orton doing something to get disqualified or cheating to go bad, because they realize the facing isn't working out, and he cheats and somehow makes the Lesnar thing a DQ or some bullshit.
they still need to
I
bring
can
in.
see it.
They need to bring in Joe one night, have him lose to Nakamura, drop the title, have him come out, challenge Lesnar,
Yes.
suplex Lesnar fucking 20 times, and just fucking destroy him. And just
that'd be
build
awful.
another goddamn monster.
No, you're right. He needs to do to Brock what Brock does to people.
Yeah, and then have them have this amazing match where they just exchange suplexes the entire time. The crowd would eat that up.
Yep.
You have two Lesnars, one that works full time and one that comes in on occasion, and then you win. But they just will not. They won't bring Joe up. I don't understand why.
They will eventually. They
I don't know if they will.
They
I don't
should
know.
have brought Joe up a while ago. He shouldn't
yeah.
even have been NXT champion.
No, he should have been an
come up
AJ Styles.
I agree.
He should have
been
come
an
in during the Cena US challenge.
I agree.
I'm glad they kept him down
Oh god.
because I got to pay like $15 to watch him and Finn
that's personal.
play in like a
That's
fucking
cool.
bingo hall and shit. It
No,
was great.
I-
I was like
yeah.
3 feet from them.
Yeah.
I want what's better for the company, not what's better for me, Rab. You piece
I
of
want what's best for me.
Yeah, I can see that.
I couldn't give less of a shit about the company.
So all I pictured now you were saying instead of what about Raven, what about Rab?
What about Rab?
Exactly.
Quote the
That's
Rab.
all I got.
Nevermore.
SummerSlam does
Yeah,
look
but
fun, though.
it is insane that I paid $15 to be in the third row and watch Finn and Joe.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
And this wasn't. I'm not talking about like years ago. I'm talking about like in March.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you guys. It's silly that they've got this firepower. They just leave down there.
So
People
yeah.
that could just draw like tons of money,
I think-
and they're just said they're like, oh no, but they need to stay down here for a while. Well, what the hell makes
Nakamura-
AJ so much special than Nakamura or Joe? I don't get it. What's the difference?
I understand Nakamura staying down there to kind of lead the brand. He's popular. They like him,
English,
whatever, and he can
yeah.
learn English down there and be better
Sure,
at that.
But not
But
Joe.
Joe knows English, so fucking bring
No, Joe
up.
don't. No, he knows Samoan.
Joe no
Okay.
English. He know. He main evented TNA for
What if
3
they-
years. No, Joe no English.
What if they
no.
did that to him? They brought him up and they gave him that gimmick. How awesome
The
would that be?
Umaga gimmick.
Yeah, he already don't speak
So
English,
Umaga
they
Joe.
literally call him Umaga too.
and then he'll die. But anyway, and I'll put him on the death pool, which is still going, by the way. Death Pool 2.0 is still going. Nobody's won yet.
It was a great 2-hour edition of Java Radio.
Yeah, we had that. We haven't been on in a while. We had a shitload to talk about. Hopefully, we get another one in sometime this year. If not, it was good knowing you guys. But
See you in September.
yep. Yeah, we hope to. I hope we get one in right before SummerSlam. That way, we can do a regular predictions on the whole card. But I know we talked about doing another trivia show at some point. Hopefully, we get that going too. I want to do that. That was a lot of fun. But
Definitely.
anybody have anything they want to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, I'm not gonna send you a picture of my face.
Give me your face right now. Give me your face. I know people listen like, what the fuck you talking about? It's for YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I need your face. And
Did I
I
do
wish
that?
It's fucking weird.
I wish you gave
That's
me a
fine.
logo
That's
that
just-
was like a PNG of your logo, which you don't have, which is scary.
I just gave it to you.
That wasn't a PNG. They were both JPEGs. I have to cut them out
Yeah,
of the
just-
background.
Yeah, go cut it out then, you lazy fuck.
I'm the anyway. We're not gonna get.
You
into
are
that.
the lazy fuck. You're the one that asked for it. I
You-
didn't ask you to do this.
You don't have a PNG of your own fucking logo.
I
That's your
don't.
own
I don't
fault.
understand. Okay,
That's your own fault.
Rab. Tell me if
Yeah.
I'm weird on this. Okay, so
Yes.
I don't do any of our graphics for Reckless Eating. Nothing. Not one thing. We have a guy, a friend. He actually lives in another state, but he basically does all of our graphics for us. Whenever I'll just ask him for something when I need it, which isn't very often because we don't really update. But he thinks it's weird. Jake thinks it's weird that I don't have a cutout
weird.
of our logo.
It is a little weird.
That it's your
Why would that be
logo
weird?
though. I understand if it's like
It's-
something
it's-
random.
Yeah, I mean, I would have a copy of my own logo.
It's your logo.
I would think you would end up with it at one point as well.
Yeah, exactly.
See? Yeah. So
It's not-
why
it's
am I
not
the
weird.
weird
But
one?
he's probably deleted it, not needing
It's not weird that you don't make it, but it's just kind of weird that you don't have one.
Why?
Well,
I don't need it. I'll never use it. Why would I have it if I never
Well,
use it?
because most
in-
people just would.
Because
I have
he
the
probably went,
picture.
here you go, here's what I made you, and you're like, cool.
Yeah, he never
delete,
actually gave.
and now
yeah,
it's gone.
Whatever. Yeah, because I don't need it.
Well,
I'm the kind of guy that when I go through my room,
there we go.
I'll throw away shit from like my childhood because I'm like, I don't really need this anymore, and I have no connection to it.
Maybe I'm just I'm the opposite. I'm nothing like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a hoarder.
Okay,
like
here-
my brother and my
Perfect
mom.
example. Here to my left is this big pen I bought. It's a huge pen. It's like a foot long, and I bought it at the Toronto Museum of Science
That sounds horrible.
like 5
They
years
kept-
ago.
Yeah, but you kept it because of nostalgia.
No, I kept it because I bought it one time as a joke. I bought it specific. Okay,
No,
I bought it
I was
secretly.
with you when it was nostalgia, but just because you don't want to get rid of it, that's pack rat.
No, I know
It's a
I'm
border.
saying. I'm just weird. No, I bought this pen not even as a souvenir. I bought it because
Bottom line.
so I bought it and I hid it,
Yeah.
and then I stole all the pens that were in the hotel room, and then I waited for my wife to look for a pen and say, "Hey, do you have a pen?" And then I pulled out this giant 1 foot pen, and then I laughed for like an hour.
Okay, so why do you still have
You're a
it?
terrible person, and
Hey, so I
Matt
know
Zion's wrong.
Jake's trying to take out the show, but hey,
Sure
what
is.
do you feel about the fact that a lot of the polls are showing Trump ahead of Hillary right
nope,
now?
we're not doing that. We're not doing
Well,
that.
so
No, we're not doing
Oh,
that.
So
no, I
two
want
weeks
to hear his opinion.
No, there's no
so 2 weeks
opinion.
ago,
No,
so 2
everybody,
weeks
welcome.
ago,
Not
you
welcome.
know, the whole
Sorry,
thing
bye,
with
Java
Hillary came
Radio.
out. 2 weeks ago, the FBI
I'm just
came
gonna
out.
fade it out. We are fading out right now. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
2 weeks ago.